Oh,
Hello, can you guys
hey,
hear
hey.
us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Let us know in the chat. If you can, just give us a wave so we know you can hear us. Or give us a comment, just so I can hear you in the comment section. We've basically had a situation and a half. So look in the comment section. Let us know. Okay, fabulous. So we've had basically a scenario where worst possible outcome. We went to move our computer. Our son helped us move the computer, and the computer just turned off. That's what happened. So
And we lost our deck.
and basically, we basically lost everything.
When I tell you this deck was like top tier, A1, so good.
So we've lost all our work, and we're just gonna go
freestyle.
So
the best way.
The best way. So apologies for the delay. It's not we're not trying to do African time. We just had a real problem. So anyway, welcome to the Wealth Habit Live. We just wanted to take this opportunity to just come on board and just connect and talk about our book, right? So we've had the Wealth Habit come out recently. If you've got a copy of the Wealth Habit, drop us a comment in the chat. But we wanted to go live today and just start from the very beginning, right?
Absolutely.
So what is the idea behind the book? Let's start there, maybe.
So the Wealth Habit is all about small changes that will make your life rich, make you rich. And the whole point, the reason why we wrote the Wealth Habit is because we strongly believe that wealth is attainable for everybody, regardless of your background, regardless of your income. If it's not reserved for the privileged few or those kind of people who might look differently to you, it's for everyone. Ordinary people like us, people from humble beginnings, who have just made a commitment to make small changes consistently over time to eventually build wealth. And, for those of you who know about us, Ken migrated over when he was 14 as a first-generation immigrant. I'm a second-generation immigrant. My parents migrated in the late 70s. And I grew up in a council estate in East London, in Hackney. And Ken and I, when we met, we decided that both of us, we wanted to change our story. We wanted to, create generational wealth for our children. We wanted to do things differently to, I guess, what we had seen. And so, we decided we wanted to try out this whole financial freedom journey. And by God's grace, we were able to achieve financial freedom in our early 30s, including mortgage-free in 7 years. So a lot of the stuff that we did on reflection was through small habits, some things which may go over some people's heads because they underestimate the power of small things. Maybe because you want to, or you think that the way that you're going to get to wealth is through those big leaps, like winning the lottery or getting that major pay rise. I mean, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, look, because for those who've just joined the session, Mary and I, we were late to the session, as we said at the very beginning, because we basically had a big glitch, and we're trying to freestyle it because it's the only way we can do it right now. But I think what we wanted to do with today's session is literally try and keep it as real as possible with you guys, because I think we're going through, I know for a fact, we're going through some of the most difficult times in all of our lives. The world is changing a lot. You can see what's happening in the Middle East. You can see what's happening with AI. There's just so much that's happening there. A lot of people feel like they are facing a lot of fragility in their lives. People are just struggling, basically, trying to get by. And when Mary and I were thinking about this about a year and a half ago and thinking, well, how could we begin to go beyond what we've shared in our first book, Financial Joy? How can we help people get to a place where no matter what's happening in the world, they still have that sense of financial security? That's where the idea of the Wealth Habit came from. And so for today's session, what we're going to do, we've got certain guests that are going to join us on today's session. What we want to do is bring the book to life as best as we can. Sadly, we had a presentation deck, but because our computer went off and we lost all our work, we can't seem to recover it. But what we're going to focus on is we're going to walk you guys through the different parts of the book. The book is split into 4 different areas, okay? And we're also going to talk about our own journey and answer your questions in the chat as well. So please keep the questions coming. The book is split into 4 sections. The first section is about building the mindset, because mindset is really the foundation. And we've got a special guest today who will be sharing an insight with you guys. His name is Simon Alexander Ong. He's the author of a great book called Energize. He's a best-selling author, international speaker, and someone who is a great friend to Mary and I. And then we're going to have a few other guests jump on board and talk about different aspects of these 4 pillars. So mindset, habit, system, and life. So without much time wasted, we're now going to share a bit from Simon Alexander Ong, who is actually had a situation today, but has pre-recorded something that we can actually share with you guys as we go through just now. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and make that happen right now. So while I'm trying to share that, maybe talk to people about, you know, your childhood, because this is part of what we wanted to talk about today. Is kind of like where we came from. A lot of people might not understand that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. My childhood.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to know about my childhood?
Just take it. Where did you start from?
Okay, so I said before, I grew up in a council estate in Hackney, East London. And, you know, one of the questions that was asked 2 days ago during our official the Wealth Habit launch that we had on Thursday was, did we grow up? What was the question? Did we grow up with wealth?
Wealth, yeah.
And yes, I grew up with wealth, but not in the financial sense. And what I mean by that is my parents started from ground zero. So I was born literally 4 years after my parents landed in the UK, and they had to literally start from scratch. You could say I was kind of sheltered from a lot of it because I was the youngest of, you know, the siblings. But I just remember my parents hustling.
I think you should clarify when you say I grew up with wealth. You didn't grow up with financial wealth.
Financial wealth. But I did, exactly. I didn't grow up with financial wealth. But what I did grow up with was, you know, I was taught very strong values, whether it's hard work, education, doing your best, you know, the culture, the rich Nigerian, British culture, community, family. That was the kind of stuff that I grew up with, which was a very strong foundation. Also, my parents were very frugal. They lived within their means. They didn't fund their lifestyle through credit. And that's just something that I picked up myself growing up. But they also, because they were able to be frugal, they were still able to be generous. So I grew up seeing them always thinking about not only their family here, but their family back home, you know, constantly sending money back home. People coming over would stay with us until they can get their foot in and find their own place to stay. So that's how I kind of grew up, with the importance of knowing the importance of hard work. And that's essentially what I did myself. I picked up that kind of trading time for money mindset. But so from as young as primary, secondary, college, all throughout my education, I was working, whether it was the paper round in secondary school, selling CDs in the playground in secondary, or doing retail that I really hated, but I just thought that I didn't have to work, but I just felt that that's what I needed to do. Fast forward my 20s, I was like, okay, I've got this savings thing down. I've got this, I need to now make my money work without me having to trade time for money. So through reading, educating myself, improving my financial literacy, I then decided that there was a gap between where I was now, where I needed to get to. And that's where essentially Ken and I met. We met at a property investment seminar, and we decided our friendship blossomed into a relationship. And when we were engaged, we went on holiday to plan our wedding. We were on a beach in Zanzibar, and as part of our, you know, planning, we also created a 10-year plan. And as part of the 10-year plan, we wanted to pay off our mortgage in 7 years. Have you got it yet?
No, not yet. No,
keep going. Okay, cool. And yes, somebody said on the comments, it's good that we were both on the same page. Absolutely. Because even though we were both on the same page, we still had our, you know, challenges. We're not like this perfect couple where everything was smooth and we didn't have disagreements. We absolutely did have disagreements, but it was much easier for us to just be like, look, we're both on the same team here. we're working towards a common goal. What can we do to make this happen? It was much easier for us to just be like, okay, look, some delayed gratification here and there, some sacrifice, and meeting in the middle here and there. And, you know, we were able to do it with love, joy. We were able to create fun along the way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wanted to show this picture. I don't know if you guys can see this picture on the screen, since we're kind of freestyling here. These throwback pictures, we wanted to show these pictures because a big part of what our journey has been about is us growing through like making a lot of mistakes. Do you want to talk to people what we're looking at just now?
Okay, so this is college. So like I said, I was good at saving, but it all kind of went downhill when I started college, and it was just all about showing up and dressing to impress. So this jeans jacket here is £160 back in
2002.
2002.
I think, yeah. I college
had no
days.
Business. And so I had the jeans to go with this as well. I had all of the, you know what they call bait designers, the ones that you can see from a mile away. You can see the logo. The bigger the logo, the better.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was that I only went through this phase for 2 years, because when I went to uni, stayed on campus, I realized that actually, Mary, this is a bit too in your face. It's too flashy. People aren't really about that life at uni. So I had to leave all of those designers.
A few people said, I remember, I feel old.
But it's interesting because the VC is actually back in now, I think. Yeah. So, I wasted so much money just like trying to impress people who didn't necessarily care about my life. But it's good that I got it out of the way. So, in my teens, and you have a similar story, because you were just as bad, if not worse.
Well, this is it. This is all part of what we're trying to show you guys on our presentation. Obviously, we lost it, but I'm going to dig up a few things. So it's interesting because when we began the journey, our own journey, my own journey, bear in mind, Mary and I didn't know each other at this stage of our lives, right? A big part of becoming successful, particularly when you have an immigrant background, is you want to try and show people how successful you are. And for me, this is one of my ways of showing that I was successful, was actually the type of car I was driving, the type of watch I was wearing, the type of things I wanted people to see, almost like a way of showing my success from the outside, you know. And a big part of that was actually a big part of what a lot of us face today in society, in that a lot of us earn good money, but that money disappears off in bills, because a lot of our bills disappear. A lot of it goes in lifestyle. A lot of it ends up causing us a lot of financial stress, right? And I needed to shift who I was over time for me to start to become somebody else, for me to start to have money. So even though I looked successful here, you know, this was in my 20s, this was in my mid-20s, you know, I had a really nice car. At this point, I hadn't met Mary, you know, I was in that sweet boy era. You know, I was trying to do my thing.
You can't see the two.
You know, you can't see. Yeah, exactly. I had my ears pierced. I had a lot going on in my life, right? So the reason we're sharing these bits of background is that a lot of our lives was just, a lot of our money was wasted trying to really, really keep up, and something needed to change, because if we carried on at that same way we were going, we would have just basically remained in a massively worse off position. Basically, we wouldn't have got anywhere near where we are today. So what we wanted to do is give you guys that background. And Mary's talked a bit about my kind of journey, but I also wanted to share another image that I actually found today. This image is somewhat embarrassing, actually, finding it. It's a bit actually, let me try and flip it around. It's upside down on my computer, but I'll try and share it. But again, it points to that journey that we've been on. Let me see if I can. Do you know how to turn this around, hon? Let's
rotate.
See rotate. Okay. There you go. So see, this is why you need someone who knows how it all works on the computer. I'm using a Mac at the minute, and sometimes the Mac just it's not my favorite thing to use sometimes. But look, I found the image, but let me upload it so you guys can see as well before we go on to listen to what Simon had to share with us. But please promise me you're not going to laugh at this, by the way, because this particular image takes me way back, way back. So let's have a look at this image. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it. Where's it gone? Here we go. Let's see. Hopefully I can add it.
Sorry.
Can you please look over here, my
I
dear?
don't think it's going live on what do you call it?
Where?
Instagram.
Oh, okay. I won't worry about Instagram for now.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's fine. The people here can experience the life.
Absolutely.
We can have fun with these guys.
Make
for
it
now.
more intimate.
So I'm just trying to upload this image. What's the best way to start investing? We're gonna get to it. Don't worry. We're gonna get to all of those questions. But I was just trying to share an image because it's good to kind of see this backstory before we kind of get into some of the meat on things like investing and so on. So again, I'm just trying to share my screen. Here we go. Again, like I said, promise you're not going to laugh at this because this takes me way back. This is me back when I was in 2002.
I love it.
Now, you would not believe this is the same person, but this is actually me back in my early, how old was I here? 2002. It's many years ago. It's 20. So I'm seeing the reactions in the comments section, and this is exactly what I was expecting.
So what is this iceberg?
This is just expensive clothing that I was wasting the money I was doing my part-time job on.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember the brands.
So I'm seeing a lot of reactions in the chat, and I'm sharing this because it's actually quite important to kind of see like where people have come from. What's with the Disney? Someone said this used to be a brand back in the day called Iceberg. I think it was called.
I think, yeah.
So again, a lot of my clothing, a lot of my time was being spent on buying stuff, and again, it was about looking somehow. Gary says I was the same. It was about looking somehow. It's about fitting into a particular mold. Yeah, and I'm not embarrassed to show these pictures today because I guess by showing them, we're showing that we've grown from somewhere. We've come from somewhere. You've really grown, Ken. Hats off to you. I remember that jumper, Darren says, right? So a lot of this is just to show like where we've actually come from. We've not just shown up and arrived where we are today. We've had to go through quite difficult phases of life where we've had to learn the hard way to get to where we are. Okay. So the point we're really trying to make there is that one of the core fundamental core messages from today is that wealth doesn't begin with money. Wealth begins with a habit. Okay. And we've had to learn this the hard way. So sometimes we think in life that it's when I've got money that I've become wealthy, when in actual fact, a lot of people have money. A lot of people earn money every day, but not a lot of people are able to keep their money because there's certain choices they make, certain lifestyles they subscribe to, means that they don't actually have money that they don't put to work to invest and so on. Okay, so that's actually a core message in our book. And the second core message in the book is that wealth is not reserved for the privileged few. Wealth is also for people like us. Okay, because sometimes when you say wealth, we assume straight away that's a particular type of person. In fact, can I just ask you, comment in this comment section, when I say wealth, who do you think about, or what type of person, what type of individual? I'd love you to kind of jump in, let me know in the comment section, what comes to mind straight away, because I think this is actually quite an important part of the message for today.
No, you're right. I mean, just like we know of couples who
someone says Elon Musk.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
Movie stars. Exactly. Right. Okay, so let's jump on now to the first pillar, right? I'm going to share my screen now. Let's listen to Simon Alexander Ong, and then I want to go on to listen to other people talk about the habits, systems, and life. So Martin Woolman says the elites, exactly, the super rich, and so on. Okay. And we're going to read from the book as well what wealth actually means, right?
Yeah.
We're going to share that in a moment.
Just keep them coming in the chat whilst we get the video up.
Right, let's play this now from Simon, who's very kind enough to record this for us earlier. Let's see, share screen, and let us know if you can see this, by the way, as well. Okay, let's have a look. Window. Okay. Okay, is there audio? Okay. We're gonna try that again. There's no audio. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Let me see. 1 second. Apologies for those who've just joined. We had a problem and we are trying our best to get it to work. So please bear with us. Let's try that again. Just give me a moment and we will share. Okay.
Remember to share the sound as well.
Yes. Okay. So let's try that again. Hopefully this will work. Let's try again. Let's see. Downloads. Let me see if I can play the actual file directly. Do you think I should do that, maybe? Okay, if you just joined the live stream, we're trying to get our first guest on. The question we asked our first guest is, so Simon Alexander Ong is, as I mentioned before, is the author of Energize, and he does a lot of work on leadership, on mindset, and that sort of thing. He's an international speaker. And so the question we asked him is, Simon, from your perspective, how do habits shape not just what we achieve, but who we become? Okay, and this is his response now to this specific question. Okay, so we're going to try again and see if we can share it. Just a second, if there's an option to share audio. Okay, thank you there, Anthony. We're going to try that again and see if we can click on share audio, which I think I did last time, but annoyingly it didn't play. Let's try again and see. Share screen.
Look for share audio boxes.
Yeah, so also share tab audio, which is this, isn't it? Right, so I've done it. And so let's see, entire screen, Chrome tab.
Oh, we need to open it up. Video.
Okay, so we're just going to try now and see, because, oh, look, it's not, it's actually, hold on, look on. I think if I select that, it should work.
Oh, we don't have the video playing.
Hold on, let's try this now. Can you guys let us know if this is working?
Just who we become.
Let's start again.
Ken, Mary, thank you so much for having me on this event of yours, and congratulations on the publication of your second book, The Wealth Habit. Now, with regards to your question, most people think habits are just about what we achieve and the outcomes from them. But I think they shape something far more important, which is who we become. In fact, I think that the greatest reward in any path, in any journey that is meaningful for us, is not in what we get at the end, but in the person that we become in that process. Who we become in that process is, for me, the greatest reward, because it is that evolution that allows you to win again and again and again, not just once, but in multiple different ways. Because the person required to achieve a goal is the first place you must work towards. Are you the person that can enjoy a rich life, not just financially, but in every area that is important to you, from your finances to your relationships to your career to purpose? Are you living life in a very purposeful and intentional way that gives you a sense of fulfillment? Because that doesn't just land on your lap. You've got to first believe you can make that happen. The story you tell yourself highly influences that narrative, and then putting in place the habits that will make that impossible not to occur. So one of the statements I share with a lot of my clients and audiences that I speak to is this: visualize in years, plan in months, execute in days. Without the execution, the plan does not materialize. And without a plan being followed through, you're never going to achieve the vision that you want for your life. So here's what's important to understand. Every habit that you execute on builds your identity. It is a vote for the kind of person that you are becoming. If you write every day, you're not just producing words, you are becoming a writer. And if you show up consistently, you're not just getting things done, you are becoming someone who can be relied upon. And here's the way I see it. If you want to change your life, it begins with changing something that you do daily. When I look back at my journey from being in a corporate world to starting my own business and to becoming the person that I am today, what I noticed is that one of the most powerful ways to activate change in the habits that you embrace each day is to act not from your past in making present moment decisions, but to act from your future self. Act from the identity of the person you want to become. Visualize that ideal self. What are they doing? What level of finance do they have in their bank account? What sort of habits do they embrace that allows them to live a healthier life, to have beautiful relationships and connections with the people that matter most? Act from that person in the present, and you close the gap between who you are now and that ideal version of yourself. And what you also tap into when you embrace the right habits is the compound effect. The compound effect of either giving you an upward trajectory to get to where you are, or if you're embracing bad habits, it's producing a downward trajectory. It is meaning that you are going further and further away from where you want to be in life. So you want to reflect on what are the habits that the ideal version of myself would employ in order to enjoy the life that he or she is living. Because once you start embracing that, you tap into this beautiful effect of consistency. Now here's something that's important to understand when it comes to consistency. That consistency means you show up every single day. What varies is the intensity. Now, some days you might go intense into something, some days you might not. But it's the fact that you are consistent with a habit each and every time. And it's the same thing with building a wealth habit. When you go from the identity of an employee to a wealth builder, you are constantly evaluating, well, what are the habits that contribute to me being a wealth builder? And how can I be consistent with those habits? Now, some habits you can outsource, you can automate, and you can delegate. And perhaps some you have to be intentional with those choices. But once you start making the right habits that are aligned to a wealth builder identity, the rest become easy. But that starts with identity, that starts with belief and the story that you tell yourself. I like telling people this anecdote that there are always two sales that occur. The second is selling you to others. The first is selling you to you. If you cannot sell you to you, if you don't trust that you have the discipline and the ability to make great things happen, to become a wealth builder, to grow your finances to a place of being in a position where you are financially free, then guess what? You are not going to take the sort of action that is going to build the habits for that to be a natural outcome of what you put into place. You've got to see it here first. You've got to believe it here. You have to have the mindset and the story that tells you this is possible for me. If you tell yourself it isn't, guess what? You'll take no action. You'll just keep running the same program that you've done every single year that has passed, repeating the same mistakes again and again and again. But when you can reprogram this, when you understand that at any given moment, you have the ability to make better choices, when you believe that better things can happen, you will show up each day making better choices, improve your habits, and embody what it takes to be a wealth builder. Remember, it's not what you do once in a while that is going to make the difference in your life. It is what you do daily. And this is also, going back to consistency, this is the beauty of consistency. The way that it manifests is that for a while, it feels like nothing is happening. You know, you might be putting money to one side, you might be investing your wealth, you might be exercising or trying to adopt a healthy lifestyle. And for a while, you don't see anything happening. And then before long, everything happens. And that is because the way I like to see this is that every time you choose the habit that is aligned to the person you want to become, you are increasing the luck surface area for that thing happening. It's like when I was moving from my corporate life to entrepreneurship, and I was building relationships, and I was looking to try and get around the right people. The habit that I adopted was to arrive at events that I attended early and to sit as close to the front as possible, because the people you meet at the front are often far more interesting than the people sitting in the middle or the back. So because I sat at the front in a lot of these events, I got to connect not just with the speakers, but I got to connect with the speaker teams. I got to speak with the organizers. I got to speak with the people that supported them through their journey, the people closest to them. And that allowed me to build some very powerful relationships because I adopted that habit. I was acting from my future self. I was acting from the successful version of Simon. What would that person do in order to get into the right conversations, the right rooms, and to really cultivate a powerful network that could eventually help me in return? And if there's one habit that I want to finish off with that has really made so much possible in me enjoying a wealthy life, not just financially, but in terms of my relationships, in terms of my career, in terms of living a life true to myself, it is this: be a person of value. Listen to how you can add value to people's lives, no matter how small. Figure out ways that you can add value, because money, at the end of the day, is simply an echo of value. That's how you start to accumulate wealth, is by being a person of value. And then the other part, which I know Ken and Mary's book, The Wealth Habit, dives a lot more into than I can share in this short call here, is maintaining it. How do you maintain the financial wealth that you've acquired? By being a person of value and then growing it exponentially by making smarter choices and embracing better habits around how you deal and manage with money. Because once you have a system in place, it makes the outcome inevitable. You are in effect designing an environment around you, what you consume, what your inputs are, what you're learning, who you're spending time with. If you're spending time with other wealth builders, guess what? Wealth building just becomes a natural byproduct of your environment. When you design an environment around you that makes it impossible not to succeed, guess what? In no time, you will also be wealthy. I hope some of these insights have helped you. Feel free to connect with me. I'm on YouTube, Instagram. My handle is @SimonAlexanderO, or on LinkedIn, Simon Alexander Ong. If you did have any other questions for me, feel free to connect there. Ping me your question, and I'll see how I can help. But in the meantime, Ken, Mary, back to you.
Yay.
Wow. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that, Simon. He dropped so much nuggets in such a short space of time.
Yes.
I'd love to see get your reactions, guys, from that video.
I love it. Jackie says, be a person of value and the money will follow.
I love that. And it's everything he said was really spot on. It's really why Ken and I, this isn't just like another money book. We really get into the psychology, the mindset, and even the neuroscience behind, habits, how they're formed. It's something that you have to be very intentional about it. Otherwise, what we will be doing is playing the same money scripts every day without us even realizing it. And essentially what he's talking about is, our money blueprint, our relationship with money is formed from the age of 7. And without actually being intentional and asking yourself, what's the money scripts that you're playing out every day? What is causing self-sabotage? You're going to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And we've got some examples in our book of 4 common mindset blockers. And we're just going to read some of them. Yeah. And so one of them that he mentioned was the employee mindset. And that's where you feel like you have to constantly trade time for money. And by the way, yes, we said employee mindset. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing being an employee. It's good because you can use that regular income to then pump into your savings or investing to create assets with that money. But it's about when you only think that you have to trade time for money instead of I'm a wealth builder and I use money to create assets. And then another example is a scarcity mindset,
Mm.
where you're living in constant survival mode and you're hoarding every penny just in case. You don't want to invest, you want to keep it in your savings account. I had that mindset when I was younger.
We're reading from page 13 of The Wealth Habit. That's
Yeah.
actually where this information is. You were saying about scarcity mindset.
Yeah, and sometimes people have a scarcity mindset mainly because they haven't actually, maybe they're lacking in education or financial literacy, or they're not confident, and so they think of the worst case scenario. I'd like to just be safe. It's like me, for years I had a lot of my thousands, I had a lot of money just it was in a cash ISA, because I was told
you were not investing it.
I wasn't investing it, because cash ISA means you don't lose your money. Stocks and shares ISA means that there's risk. And I just kept it in the cash ISA for many years until I educated myself that actually, there are some, places in that where you can invest your money, where yes, there may be some risk, but either way, you're going to lose your money to inflation if you kept it into a savings. So either way, you might as well, just bet on yourself and put your money in an environment where it can work, so that you're not having to trade time for money. So what were the other mindset blockers?
So I wanted to just, for more context, because I always like to make sure we understand the context of where mindset fits into the picture. So mindset, as we said at the very beginning, has to be the first pillar in the house we're building. Think of wealth building like a house. And you're building 4 pillars for you to then build wealth in your life, right? That first pillar is mindset. Now, where these mindset blockers fit in is that before, and I'm reading from page 13, before you start building your house, you have to clear the ground first. You can't pour foundations on soil that's rocky, uneven, or full of obstacles. The same is true for wealth habits. We've found that most people who struggle with money aren't held back by a lack of knowledge. So you often know what you need to do. They are blocked by invisible mindsets. These are the weeds in the ground, the cracks in the soil, the hidden barriers that stop you from building those strong pillars. And we've observed them to be these 4 mindset blockers. So Mary's spoken to the employee mindset and the scarcity mindset. And I now want to speak to the overnight success mindset. And let us know in the comment section if this resonates with you. The overnight success mindset says you always expect big wins fast, and you quit when progress feels slow. So you don't believe in waiting for small things to happen. You're waiting for that overnight success. You want to hit that jackpot. You want to win that lottery. You want that big, massive promotion or that big, massive bonus. You think that is the way you're going to actually become wealthy. Let me know if that's resonating with you. That's the first one. The third one, sorry. And the fourth one is the analysis paralysis mindset, which is you are endlessly researching, but you are rarely acting. You're always watching that video. You're always reading that blog post. You're always reading that article. But are you actually acting on what you are learning? Are you actually taking any action on the back of what you've accumulated so far by way of knowledge? That is the analysis paralysis mindset. So I want you guys to make this fun. Let us know in the comment section which one is speaking to you directly. Is it the employee mindset where you're always trading hours for money? Is it the scarcity mindset where you live in survival mode, always hoarding every penny just in case? Is it the overnight success mindset where you only expect big wins? Which one is it? Is it the analysis paralysis mindset where you are endlessly researching without taking any action? Which one is it? Let us know in the chat.
Someone said all.
Someone said all of them. Okay.
Jackie's recovering from analysis paralysis.
Okay. And we feel you.
Yeah, I think I was all 4. No, all 3, apart from the overnight success mindset. I didn't really have that problem.
Denise said, that was me, number 4. Okay, so the analysis paralysis mindset. Somebody else said, words of encouragement says, overnight success. So, we can all see ourselves under the median. Hi, guys, says on that analysis paralysis as well. Okay, so True Poetic says, mine was thinking I needed a sum of money beyond my reach before I invested, but I've worked on this.
Amazing. I know, because people feel like you have to earn a certain amount of money before you can invest. And, that's not necessarily true, because habits beat income. we know of people who are a couple, both of six-figure earners, but they're constantly living paycheck to paycheck, and they wanted help because they wanted to be able to save and invest. And we also know people who are earning a modest salary, but they've been able to max out their stocks and shares ISA every year. They've been able to put money aside
or their
to
401ks or their Roth
401k.
IRAs.
Exactly.
We've got an international audience here, mostly UK, but lots of
yes.
people are joining as well from different parts of the world.
Exactly.
So
they're able to pay into their personal pensions and they're working towards financial independence. So it's not always about how much you earn. You can, even with a modest salary, start making those small, consistent, regular or automated investments on a regular basis, and you would see the progress through compounding.
I love it. Under the median says, when you research, it feels like you are doing something productive, but in actuality, you are still stuck. Wow, I feel that one.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because research is important, but if all you do is just research without acting on it, then you are pretty much really still in the same place. In the same way, don't just read the book. We've made it very, very practical so that you take moments to reflect and actually act on what we're sharing. Now, I want to bring on somebody else onto the stage. Now, we want to now bring this to life even more so. Benna is a member of our community. She's someone who we are super proud of, who's also featured in our book, The Wealth Habit. Okay, Benna is a qualified health coach. She has a real passion for helping people to level up with their health, to avoid heart disease and type 2 diabetes. She's an author. She is an accomplished professional with many years of experience, and she also has a passion for achieving financial independence. What we'd love for her to do is come on board and talk to us about her journey and focus on the second pillar now, which is about building the habit. Okay, let's bring Benna onto the stage.
Hey, Benna.
Hey, Benna.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, we can hear you, but guys,
we can hear you. Everyone can hear you, I think.
Benna's also an amazing dream maker over at Financial Joy Academy. So good to have you, Benna.
Brilliant. Benna, so welcome aboard. Do you want to just start by talking to us about, what changed for you when you started to focus on small, consistent habits? You want to just speak to some of that, maybe share a bit of background around your life as well?
Absolutely. So there's a little bit of my story in the book, but I will go back, say, pre-2022, working full-time, love the work I do. I'm a diabetes practitioner and health coach. And so I was in a more sort of 9-to-5 setting where you work with patients, working in the community, sometimes going into head office in the city. But my salary would come and do all the usual things, take care of all the bills, the utilities, the shopping, the treating myself because I work hard, that mindset. But I wasn't getting anywhere, and I wasn't putting aside, for like what Simon mentioned, my future self. I would take care of all the utilities and the bills and the shopping, but in terms of saving or investing, that just wasn't there. I would just hope for the best and hope that I'd have money at the end of the month to perhaps keep in my savings account, separate from my current account. Right. So that's, I felt like I was putting something away, a little bit away. Most months it wasn't very much, to be honest. It just wasn't. And then when we started to really see the cost of living hikes, I started to feel a bit more pressured in terms of my salary. And I said, no, I need to do something different. I really do need to do something different. And it's round about that time, Ken and Mary, that I came across you guys. And you had this video that really stuck out to me about how to break the cycle of being broke. And it really resonated with me because I honestly was in that cycle every month. I had the good salary, but in terms of taking care of everything, I wasn't taking care of my future self and keeping something or investing anything. In fact, I didn't even know about investing, to be honest, pre-2022 and coming across you guys. So I said something had to change. And then so I kind of delved a bit more into your work. And then I actually felt that I enjoyed this topic of finances and financial literacy. And I came across the idea of FIRE, becoming financially independent and retiring early. That's the FIRE acronym. Yeah. And I really, really was fascinated by it. It blew me away, and it kind of overwrit those scripts that I had growing up, that money was really a man's subject. Economics was really a man's subject. Financial literacy, investing, all of that was what the men did. And it was, you know, it was a certain look and sector of society that just didn't look like me, let me be honest. So I enjoyed learning. I enjoyed discovering and learning about how to invest, stocks, the stock market, putting away and leveraging pensions, net worth. I didn't even know what net worth is pre-2022. Honestly, I only really learned that in recent times. So, but I enjoyed it. And so it came packaged in a way that spoke to me, that I could relate to. And I thank you guys a lot for that. And then, so what changed, I would say, I'm speaking to the changes now, is one, as soon as my salary would come in, I would put a quarter of it away into a high interest savings account. So that was change number one. Okay. High interest savings account, and it was automated. And I did it before paying the bills, before paying for food and shopping and treating myself. So it was this idea and concept of paying yourself first. You know, we hear it all the time, but a lot of people don't do it. They sort of take care of everything else. And then, like I was saying, hope for the best and maybe put something away. But that's not paying yourself first. It has to be automatic. It has to be before everything else. And I started doing that. It started with 25%. And then little by little, I was able to increase it to more. So that was the first thing that I did. The second change, and that became a habit because it was now automated. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to, you know, it was taken care of. The second thing I would say was I stopped buying or paying for things on credit.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with paying for things on credit and using credit cards and store cards and everything else, because I know many people do that, and especially in these times, sometimes it's necessary. But this idea of paying for something, it might be a holiday, or it might be a course, or it might even be a wedding on credit, and then for months, years, sometimes you're stressed about it because of the interest, and you're still paying it off, and it's never ending. That is what I didn't want to do. So I didn't want to find myself in that situation.
I feel like there's a turning point there. So you've said two things that are really powerful. You are saving a quarter of your salary. That's 25%.
Yeah.
That is not a small percentage at all. And then on top of that, you made a decision to stop paying for stuff on credit. Was there like a turning point that led to either one of those two things? You know, did you find yourself in a spiral? What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm shifting my identity away from someone who just pays for stuff on credit?
Did you say it was
okay?
COVID?
So the first one, I'll answer that. Sorry, Mary, what were you going to say?
Did you say it was during COVID?
It was post-COVID where for me personally, 2022, 2023, thereabouts, I really started feeling the hikes in just utilities, in food, and, you know, and because I'm quite health conscious just generally and naturally, and also for my work, I found that even just basic fresh produce was really being increased. So I felt the pinch. So it was then, I would say, that was one of the things that kind of shifted me from just hoping for the best and hoping that I have money left over to put into a savings account, but just say, no, do you know what? 25%, if it gets to a point where I don't have any more money because I put that away, I'm just going to figure this out. I might have to lean on family. I might have to lean on friends. But you figure it out. You figure it out because, you have to. And then the other thing about the credit part was that, I remember I had paid for a course that, it's quite an investment. And I paid for it where you can pay for it in installments. And for me, it didn't sit well with me to have completed the course and time has gone and I'm still owing on it. And it's still a debt that I have to clear. So it just disturbed my peace. Some people can live in that way, some people can't. And I'm one of those people who enjoys my peace of mind. So when I have debt, I do feel it and I feel like I'm being strangled. So I wanted to clear it as quickly as possible. And I did. It took a while. It took several months. It took maybe even over a year. But I was able to clear several £1,000s of debt.
Wow.
And be freed from that. And the peace of mind that came from that, I was just so grateful for. And I never wanted to be in that disturbed state of mind again, Ken. So that's what triggered that. And I will say on that as well, is that much of the mental health that we see in the society today, especially in the Western cities, it is because of debt.
Yeah.
It is because of money issues. It is because of the cost of living. It is because of, the amount of owing that people have on them, and it's just not giving them peace of mind. So a lot of the mental illness can be directly linked back to finances and debt.
Wow.
But the good thing is that you can get through it. There is more support now because they're acknowledging this and they're seeing this. So I would definitely encourage anyone to seek out that support because
Thank you.
That was really powerful. And it's interesting, that point that you made about stress and how it can really affect people. It's no wonder that's the number one cause of divorce now, money issues.
In relationships.
It's money, because it does cause a lot of stress. Money is more than, it's almost spiritual, right? It talks to your fears.
It is spiritual. Not even almost.
Yeah,
it certainly is. I mean, Jesus talks about money so many times. I mean, for speaking as a Christian household, right? Speaking from that perspective.
In these parables. We have a question, Benna.
What percentage?
So Jackie's asked, what percentage did your outgoings account for in your salary to enable you to put 25% aside?
So my outgoings, I would say about 60%. Jackie, in response to that at the time, about 60%. But I will speak to that third part. Do we want to answer the questions? But
yes, go ahead. Yeah.
And changes. So the first one was just putting away a quarter of my salary, and then as I learned a lot about myself. Like I said, I saw that I did enjoy learning and increasing my financial literacy and learning about the whole FIRE movement. I then decided to take it a step further, and that's when I sort of delved into investing into the stock market. Something I would have never started.
Yes.
22, because I didn't have that frame of reference growing up. I didn't see people in my family investing really. Okay, property, but outside of that, no. So having opened the ISAs, it now gave me higher return on the savings that I would put into my ISAs. So then I could compound and grow that money. And so it speaks to this idea of the wealth part of this conversation. So it's not just putting money away in that it can just be there and sit there, but now I can see it grow somewhat. So that was really encouraging. And then the final part is just having options in terms of well, not options, I would say having other income streams.
Yes.
So I wanted to, because yes, I love my work, but I'm also quite a creative person. I love writing. I can write, I come from a publishing background as well, and I edit and everything else as well. So I wanted to put some of the experience, the knowledge that I had into a blog, and an online platform. So I wanted to kind of kill two birds with one stone, as it were. So the creative output and also increasing my finances. But, I was sitting on the fence. Yes, I will one day. And it's not until I joined Financial Joy Academy. Yeah, honestly, it's not until I joined the community that I made it happen. And you know what made that difference?
Tell us.
It's one thing saying that you're going to start a side hustle or you want a new income stream this year and just saying that to yourself.
Yeah.
But when you now share that with others, you've now put it out there. So people are waiting, people are expecting. And if you're in the right community, like, I feel blessed to have been, they're not just waiting to see, let's see if she actually does what she says she's going to do.
Yeah.
But they want to see you win, and they want to support. So if it's a service, they want to support you and use that service. It's a product, they'll buy the product and give you feedback and help you win. So in Financial Joy Academy, I got that. I got to start the blog eventually because I'd put it out there. And so I got the accountability, and I got the support, and I got the resources. I mean, believe me, when there was one course that you have on the academy, and I don't want to stray a bit, but it was when I started that course, that same day, that same hour, I bought my domain name and I put it into practice. Yeah, I did that same day, same hour. So there's power in using your community, your networks, your contacts, and your accountability partners. And accountability partners, I will say, it's taken in so many ways. It's such a buzzword at the moment. You hear accountability partners, a lot on social media and online. And all it is really, because some people find it daunting. I remember speaking to someone recently at the book launch. They said, how do you find an accountability partner? I don't know how. I don't know. I want one, but I just don't know how. And
we pay you up at FJA. We pay you up.
Exactly. I said that to them. I said, you don't even have to do the work. You're paid. They do it for you in Financial Joy Academy. But even separate and apart from that, if you can find people in whatever community or network that you can share your goals, your plans with, you can leverage that network. There's something interesting that you said in the book: community compounds consistency.
That's it.
Community compounds consistency. And I'll add to that as well that community, you can leverage productivity with community. I find I get so much done just by checking in with my accountability partners every week. Me working on my own, in my own little corner, in my own little world, you'll fill that time with other things. You'll get things done. A lot of people can do that and they can work in isolation. But believe me, when you can leverage those networks, those co-working spaces, those accountability partners or buddies, you get so much done. And then you also get your work checked. You can get, things seen and supported and shared, it's almost like free promotion.
Come on.
So I love that. That's one of the biggest things I would say in recent years, in the last 2 to 3 years, that has made one of the biggest impacts for me in terms of starting my online business and leveraging, meeting with my accountability partners and the group and FJA and seeing a shift. I think had I stayed doing it on my own,
Yeah.
it would have been a lot slower, a lot harder, a lot lonelier.
Yes.
And probably less enjoyable, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for those things.
Amazing.
No, thank you so much. And I loved everything you said. You know, we're all by nature, we're social beings, and we're more likely to make have all these tasks and these goals, but we sometimes don't stick to those goals. But we're
Yes.
more likely to do it if we know we're accountable. Somebody's going to ask us, because
That's right.
we don't want to let them down.
Yes.
We're more likely to let ourselves down than other people. Just know we have to report back to somebody.
Absolutely.
Is really, really powerful.
Absolutely. And it's embarrassing as well, you know, when you keep saying you're going to do something, you're not being integral to yourself and to others as well. And I will say one other thing, please. I was having a conversation with a member, Adiola, at the book launch. And we were talking and we were saying, sometimes you have something, you have a gift, you have a skill, or you've got some sort of experience that is nudging you to share with the world or to put out there.
Yeah.
And because of laziness, shyness, whatever, self-doubt, it might be anything that's holding you back, that you don't put it out there. But then we were talking, we said, and this might sound cold, but that's really selfish. It's really selfish, because I'm going to speak for myself. I'm a diabetes practitioner and a health coach. Now, I have experience having spoken to thousands of patients, literally thousands, and helped them on their health journeys. Now, if I have this urge to put out a blog or to write a book or to put some work out there, and I don't do it because of whatever reason, just can't be bothered, or I'm scared, then I'm doing a disservice. I'm being selfish, because that could save people's lives. And I've seen how it can save people's lives. I've spoken to people who were literally given months, to live, or they couldn't walk even 10 steps. But having worked together, they're now walking laps around the park, just complete health transformations. And so if I keep this work to myself and don't share it and don't do anything about it, then it is quite selfish. So, sometimes that's how we have to look at it.
I love that.
Thank you so much. You've been a blessing coming to share with us and talking about habits, the second pillar for building the wealth habit. It's important that I mention that Benna, as I mentioned, is featured in this book in a chapter on the network effect in chapter 18 in the book. So definitely make sure you read more about Benna's journey. But I want to just quickly bring on somebody else who has been massively impactful in our community. Again, a dream maker. Benna,
thank you so much.
Say thank you real quick. You're still on the call, but I want to just bring on someone real quick who her name is Martine Warman. So Martine is a phenomenal individual.
She is. She's an entrepreneur, investor, and founder of Smart Business Support. So Martine basically helps business owners build systems that create lasting wealth. And she's also an amazing dream maker.
So Martine's going to speak to building systems, right, and why those matter. So Martine, firstly, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hey. And sorry about the delay. I know we're behind our schedule, and thank you for being so patient. You are someone who we dearly appreciate and love, because there's something about you and the way you operate. I want everyone listening to learn something from. So do you want to, how did building systems change not just your finances, but also your sense of control and peace in your personal life? Do you want to share a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I'm quite a regimented person. I do like a system, but sadly, as we know, one system that's not taught is how to put a good system in place for your finances. We're not taught that at school. So I didn't learn that properly until I came across you guys. So I'm used to having systems in place. And I know, talking about simplicity earlier, people love to overcomplicate things or think there has to be something extra that you need to do. one of the simplest systems for me is just get it out your head and onto paper, whether it's your to-do list, your shopping list, your finances, just write it down. Apps are great, but there's power in putting pen to paper. So that's always my preference. For me, sorting out my finances and having a system for that, which I now have, how that affects me is it eliminates, talking about stress and anxiety, it eliminates an area of that. Knowing that I've got a system in place means I don't have to worry about it all the time. So if I have a financial niggle, it's not going to be on my mind because I know I've got a system for this. I know what I'm going to do. I've got a plan in place. Without that, what I find happens to me personally is if there's been a tough day with my girls, for example, I'm extra snappy, extra irritable because I have that constantly dinging in my head that I need to sort this out. I need to think a solution of that, which means then I can't be present in other areas or show up in other places the way that I want to. So a system for me means it gives me clarity, it takes away the overwhelm, and I can focus on whatever else I'm doing without having that in the background.
Wow.
Love that.
So give us, just talk to people a bit more about, because you've done various kinds of businesses and work and so on. What role, just speak to the ones that you can, what role have systems played in that type of work you've done in your life? And, you know, what's it meant for the life that you're living today, basically?
I think naturally my brain thinks in steps, like logical steps. Like I am a creative person, but I'm also not. If I'm told how to do something, it's X, Y, Z. I will do X, Y, Z. I won't add flavor to it. I won't add salt to it. I don't do anything. If I'm following a recipe, I follow the recipe. If I give somebody else a recipe and they change it, I'm like, oh, what have you done? You changed the recipe. I want the results from the recipe. So naturally, if I'm looking at something, so the way that I work, for example, my biggest skill set, because I've worked in lots of different companies and worked with lots of different companies, is it comes quite naturally to me. If I look at business and how it's operating, knowing where they're losing time, maybe where they're losing income, and putting in a system in place, because it genuinely something that I really love. I love seeing a system. And then even better is giving it to somebody else who didn't have one. And they're like, oh, that's made my life so much easier. Thank you. So I building a system is foundational. Some people don't like it. Some people don't like being regimented, but whether you like it or not, a system is what everybody needs.
And what would you say is a system that's added the most value to your life more generally? If you can think of any on top of your head.
I would say that actually having a system for my finances, because part of my story is, I don't know what title you'd put on this, is I just ignored money. I just ignored finance. It just wasn't there. I had a belief that I used to think was positive, but actually it's not. And my belief was, I will always be okay. And I stuck by, I'll always be okay. I don't need to look at it. I'll always be okay, which sounds good. But actually, when the world isn't okay and something happens, like a trigger for me was when during COVID, our mortgage just doubled just out of nowhere. And all of a sudden you have to find that money. You can't just be okay. You have to be more than okay. And then when I looked at what I was saying over and over again, I'll always be okay. Something clicked when I thought, I don't want to just be okay. I want to be abundant. Why am I saying it's okay to just be okay? And also, I also say, I always land on my feet. Well, how about I don't trip up in the first place? Then I don't have to do that where I land. So putting my finances straight on paper, which is what I ignored. So before you guys, before Financial Joy, before the Wealth Habit, I didn't know what my bank balance was, never checked.
Wow.
I didn't have my expenses written down. And I did this thing called invisible spending, where it's £1, £2, £3, £4, £5 here. So that doesn't matter, it doesn't count. I don't need to write that down because it's only £3, doesn't make a difference. But the 5, 4, 3, 2, £1, they all add up. And that's where a lot of people lose money, because it's in the little bits, always in the detail. It's always in the detail. So what I didn't have, I didn't rely on, I had a savings account, but I didn't particularly use it. I didn't think about emergency fund. I had no saving habits. And small leaks sink big ships. So I keep that phrase in my mind. And since joining FGA and from the Financial Joy book, actually, what I liked, and it's similar to the Wealth Habit, is actionable steps. They're the things that I need, because I will not go to the next chapter, whether you call it OCD or whatever, until I've done those actionable steps. And so now, having put those steps in place just from the first book, and I would consider myself still a beginner at all of these things, I now track everything every day. I know what's in my bank account. I know what all my expenses are. I write everything down, as scary as it is, because when you and you think, wow, when you think, wow, that's a lot of money that's coming out all the time. I've tried to stop using the word expensive, and instead I say it's expansive. So I now need to expand myself.
Come on.
I need to find a way to expand myself to cover this. How can I do that? How can I be solution based? So now I allocate my money in areas that I want it to flow, and I make sure that I also pay myself first, put it into savings, into investments. I have an emergency fund. I have an ISA. I have a stocks and share ISA. I've had actually 10 investments, but currently I have 5 investments. I have a crypto portfolio, and both of those I actually manage myself thanks to the knowledge in FJA and information that I've then sought out afterwards.
Wow.
I get around 10 to 15% return, outperforming obviously my savings account and my ISA. And I do that tax-free. And I wouldn't have thought about a tax-free way of doing it. I wouldn't have thought about a way of doing it if it wasn't for FJA.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, you're just like an amazing dream maker. And guys, we didn't actually plan this. Like, we didn't even going to talk about FJA, but you are just amazing in that you just carry out what you need to do. You don't overthink it. And that point about decision fatigue is very real. I think we make, is it 30,000 decisions a day?
A day.
Now,
add
on, the stresses of motherhood, life, kids. You don't, anything that you can automate, it just removes that chance that you're relying solely on willpower alone. So thank you so much, Martine. That was phenomenal. You dropped so many bars.
Yeah, and I want to just say real quick, in The Wealth Habit, we cover, there's a whole chapter on investing called the effortless investing habit. So I know someone asked at the very beginning, how do I go about investing my money? We cover that extensively and share the systems for how you do that in the book. There's a way in which we split your money so that you're not betting your house on one thing. We put it into a tank across 3 different categories. So that way you are making your wealth building effortless, inevitable, and sustainable. So I'm sure you're going to check that out within the book itself. But Martine, just want to, were you going to say something?
No, where can people find you?
Yeah, where can people learn more about you?
They can find me on Instagram. It's at Martine Warman, or they can find me at smartbusinesssolutions.uk.
Okay.
No, sorry, smartbusinesssupport.uk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Remember that, guys. www.smartbusinesssupport.uk to find Martine Warman, or at Martine Warman on Instagram. Martine, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yourselves. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow.
That was amazing.
Right. So looking at the 4th and final pillar, this is a particularly special one, and I'm beyond excited to be welcoming a dear friend, probably one of the most successful people that we know by far.
Oh my gosh, and younger.
And he just, he's young, guy's handsome, he's got muscles, he's going to come on stage just now.
Beard game.
He's got a strong beard game, We're talking about other than Timo Ahmed. Timo, come on stage, man. How are you, brother?
Hello, what's cracking?
Yeah, well, good, man. And Timo, I just want to big you up, man. Timo is also #1 Sunday Times best-selling author. Let's not even take that for granted. I mean, that is a huge thank you. It's a huge achievement. And the book is What's Stopping You? Yeah. Available everywhere you buy books. Go and buy it. We've even got 2 copies. Go and get copies of the book. But Timo, welcome, man.
Welcome, Timo.
Thank you. I'm in like the countryside because we surprised my friend for his 30th, and there's shocking lighting. So I've had to find like the corner where there's a light here, there's a light here. We're all moving cramped up, but here we are.
We appreciate you agreeing to do this, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
So
we've got a lot to talk about, Timo. So you're looking at the segment of the building a wealth habit that we're calling build the life, right? And this is important because you've built for yourself a life, having come from not very much, humble beginnings. So from your journey, Timo, what would you say is possible when someone consistently applies the right habits over time? you want to just speak to that?
Ooh, when someone consistently applies the right habit, well, the first thing is you almost don't realize what is possible. Like your lens of the world when you're, I guess, on the come up is capped by what you know. So you kind of get into a situation where you're like, oh, if I make an extra 10 grand, then my life would be like this. Or if I get that promotion, my life, or if I can just make this extra amount, my life would be like this. But the truth is, when you have those like much smaller habits, like simpler things like waking up on time, not checking your phone the first thing, or like taking 5%, 10% of your income and just like putting it in an index, your brain almost like cannot realize the crazy changes. So even like with me, obviously we talked about, we know about fan bites, etc. But even now, like a very simple habit that I do is I don't check my phone in the first 3 hours when I wake up. And I started doing that for 3 months. It's like the simplest thing. And I promise you, like my day, the way I feel, my sense of happiness, it's just so outside of what I thought was possible. I didn't think I could like wake up and not feel mentally fatigued by midday, but just doing that habit. So to answer your question, I think it's almost like to almost play it back to you. The answer to like what is possible is almost you don't realize what is possible because your brain just can't fathom the changes that come in your happiness, your mindset, your wealth, and everything else.
Wow. Do you want to ask me?
No, absolutely love that. And for some people who may not know Timo, you built and exited a business for how many figures?
Lots. I think it's 8 or 9 figures. I can't even keep track of which one it is now.
Well, like, so yes. So I founded Fanbites. That company sold, it did quite well. But then since then, I've also sold 2 more companies, and like the total deals I've done in the last 3 years are now 76 million pounds of companies that I've sold. So yeah, it's been crazy. And again, this is actually a perfect example of if you had told Timo growing up on Old Kent Road at 21 years old and said, like, if you just apply these simple habits of reading a page a day or of waking up a bit earlier, and then in 10 years this would be your life, he'd have been like, absolutely no way. You cannot tell me that by just doing these simple habits this is what your life would be. But then you kind of go, oh my god, having lived it now, I really appreciate and I really understand the impact of those very small things.
I love that because it makes it more easily accessible, doesn't it? Those committing to those small habits as opposed to assuming that you can become this person immediately overnight. It's actually those daily small habits where through reinforcement, what that reinforcement can be very small, like I don't know, a fist pump in the air, what we've said in our book, or ticking off a tracker to said yes, I picked up my phone 3 hours after waking up. You're telling your brain that this makes me feel good. You're literally rewiring your brain and you're creating new neural pathways. It's all psychological. And you're more likely to stick to that habit because it makes you feel good. So I really like the point that you're making about those small habits.
Also, one thing, this is, I know here we're talking about wealth, but like an action I do a lot at the gym, and I know a lot of people here would also be going to the gym. Like after a set, just say well done to yourself.
Wow.
Like, I do that a lot. And it could be maybe I've hit a PB, or maybe I haven't hit a PB. Maybe I've been tired and then I just went to the gym. And literally a physical thing I will do is I will finish the set and I'll just tap myself and say, well done, Timo. And like all of these things are just ways of like almost saying to yourself that you're on the right path and not beating up yourself.
Love that. So simple yet so powerful.
So I've got a great question just come out. What did Timo do to overcome challenging times financially? Did he ever feel like giving up?
Nah, I never felt like giving up. Like I know I'm say, the time I felt like giving up. But you know why? The reason I never felt like giving up was all down to my mom, my wonderful, wonderful mom. She basically Yeah. When I remember growing up in Ghana, and then I came here, and she would always have a phrase that I'm sure a lot of people know here. When I talk about, oh, this person's got this thing, or this successful person has got this thing, she will always say, like, do they have two heads? Every single time, do they have two heads?
Trust
And
me.
like when she says that, there was almost this belief, like, okay, so this guy or this girl that I'm reading about is absolutely no different to me, like no different to me. Maybe they figured out something earlier. Maybe, okay, maybe they grew up, they won the genetic lottery and they were born to these parents, etc., who had more money, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I can't do anything about that. But the one thing that I can do is realize that there's no difference between me and them. And if I do that, that has been amazing. And the second part on that, actually, which is a core belief of money, and I want everyone to take this from this, is like someone else making money does not take away from you making money. There's so many times we see, oh, that person's taking this idea, or that person has now started investing, so now there's less for me. It's like, do you understand how much money there is in the world? Do you understand the trillions of trillions? And so when you see someone like start a business and you go, oh, well, now I don't have any businesses, it's like, come on, and I think that is that kind of abundance mindset to money. And again, it's something that you have to train. Like, you genuinely have to train yourself, and I had to train myself. I'd see people do something and I'd go, oh, well, that doesn't, that means I'm not going to be able to get it. And I go, hang on a sec, unless that person has sucked out all the money possible in the entire world for this particular opportunity, then them winning does not mean that I have to lose.
Wow. Timo, speak to identity real quick. So talk to us about the journey of going from, Timo, who is this young guy who was starting out and didn't have very much, to Timo today, who's seen as a very successful entrepreneur, Sunday Times bestselling author, building his muscles, all those things.
And
muscles are good. So speak to us about this transformation, Timo, because I believe very strongly, and I mean, this is 100% facts and research backed, that you can't out-earn or outbuild the identity you have in your mind. So speak to us a bit about that journey and make it feel really raw. Any examples you can speak to, even of even challenges on the journey, or or what helped you to become this person who you are today, and who's also on a journey himself. Just speak to that real quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell two very specific stories, right? So, I mean, for those who don't know, I grew up on Oaken Road on the fourth floor of a council estate, right? Like no lift. It was just me and my dad. So there was, around when I was 12, 13, I remember just almost being like, oh crap, I'm poor and I need to change that. But at first I thought, all right, well, what do I need to do to change that? And then I realized that it was actually, who do I need to be? And so then I started thinking about what identity I needed to then incorporate. So there were two very specific things, right? So to me, I believe that, your mental environment is shaped heavily by your physical environment. And so one of the stories that I've told a lot is basically there's a very famous hotel in London. It's called Claridge's. I think it's the most expensive hotel, and they have a lobby. And so what I would do is every Sunday I would take my laptop to the lobby in Claridge's and I just work from there. And for me, it was almost this way of my brain almost being okay, yeah, I can be around these rich people, I can listen to their conversations. And I remember I did that for quite a while, and then I think the 8th time or so I went, and the doorman said hello sir, and I just remember thinking, I'm the guy now, I am sir. But I think that's a very important thing that people can do here, which is like you almost need to like force yourself to basically like almost force your old brain to move to your new brain. And a big way to do that is by basically changing your physical environment. And I've done this and I've told friends to do this. Like one of my best friends, what she did was for basically like 3 years, she was a lawyer and she wanted a specific house in Chalk Farm or something. And what she did was, because all the houses around there are kind of the same, what she did was like every 2 months or so, she would go on Rightmove, Zoopla, those places, and she would go and do like an open day at those houses. Like she'll just call up the estate agents and just be like, yeah, I'd love this house. At that point, this woman did not have the money. She did not have the money. But she'd walk through the houses, she'd go to the bedroom, she'd see all that stuff. And then in Jan this year, she bought the house.
Wow.
Because basically she like told herself, okay, this is my house, this is my house. And then she started thinking, how can I afford it? Okay, I need to get promotion to do that. Okay, to get his promotion, I need to be this person. And it was like a 3-year process, right?
Yes.
So that's the first one. And I'll just say the second one quite quickly is I always looked at life as this might be a bit of a controversial statement, but like I've never felt imposter syndrome ever. But the reason I've never felt imposter syndrome is because anytime I've had some kind of opportunity or been in a room, I've kind of gone, well, there's a reason why I'm here. I don't know like specifically the reason, but like I didn't just come in as the house help or something. Someone saw something in me. And as a result, if I can just like believe in that person's belief in me, then that would make me feel a lot better. So the final point on that is people always talk about self-doubt, but to be like kind of quite tactical here, people talk about self-doubt. But if you can have self-doubt, then that means that you can doubt the self-doubt.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because self-doubt, like the feeling of doubt, you can also doubt the self-doubt.
You can doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes if I feel a bit of self-doubt about, am I going to be able to do this, etc., I've gone, well, what if I doubted that? Then I'll feel more confident. So then I just
Wow. Timo, I want to ask you something, right? So a lot of people, if you ask them whether they want to have, say, £1 million or $1 million in their bank account, they might not necessarily tell you they want it, but secretly they might want that in their bank account, right? So now here's my question to you. How did you prepare yourself for the reality that one day you'd log into your bank account and you'd see a 7-figure amount? Like, how did you prepare for that reality? Oh, and beyond, by the way. How did you prepare for that reality that it's okay for me, Timo, to be the person who is financially worth this much and beyond? Like, do you want to just speak to that? Because for some people, the reason I'm saying is, some people, it's not even a conceivable possibility. Right? Because they're always in a minus, in the overdraft potentially, or they're always in debt, or they've grown up in a household where like no one in their family has ever had more than, say, I don't know, 50K or, whatever. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So how do you become that person that has, do you get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, I hear you. So one of my favorite frameworks is from Tony Robbins, and he talks about the idea that when you have any sort of belief, that belief it has several foundations. And so if you want to think of any belief that you have as a chair, and then what you want to think is like the sticks under the chair are basically different points of evidence to say, all right, this belief is true, right? So if someone just said, like even today for my friend's birthday, we did a sports day, and I knew I'd win the sports day, but the reason why was like I have a lot of evidence in the past to say like I'm fast, I can move fast, etc. So, etc. So for your question, one of the things I did was when I didn't have any money, I remember that I think it was some tool online. I like created a screenshot of my bank account just showing like £5,000. And then when I went past that, I created a screenshot of my bank account, I think having like £20,000. And then I just like kept doing that.
Yeah.
And I remember once I created a screenshot of like my bank account, I think having something like £100,616 something. And it was so bizarre. One day I checked my account and it said 100,616. And I was like, that is so so for those who kind of feel that, a big part of it is like be very intentional, and almost like the tactical thing to do is, go on AI, go on ChatGPT, go on Claude and be like, all right, I want you to create a mock-up bank account addressed to me of how much I have in my account, and I want to type it, etc. Screenshot it, save it to your phone. Some people have done it where they've like saved it as a homepage image. And when you do that, you see it every day. And again, like I know it sounds a bit woo-woo, etc., but like the biggest shift, and I've said this so many times before, especially in my world of like buying businesses, building businesses, etc. The biggest shift is not actually like running or growing the business. Running or growing the business is not like, it's not crazy hard unless you're sending rockets to space. Like it's not hard. It's all like the mindset and the beliefs that like you are the sort of person who can do it. And so this idea of like creating the screenshots, creating sort of thing, is just almost brainwashing yourself to tell yourself the story to say, cool, this is it.
Yeah. I'm worthy. I love the visualization, man.
Yeah. You're literally speaking it
Literally.
into existence.
Literally. And we're going to be doing a big visualization today, because a big part of what we're doing today is a big mission Mary and I have is we want this book, The Wealth Habit, to become a Sunday Times bestseller. I know it's mad to even dream that that's possible, but like, why not? Like, we've done it before with our first book, Financial Joy, and thanks to the power of community, thanks to you guys, like you guys, even a lot of people didn't believe it was possible. A lot of people, because we don't have millions of followers or whatever, but like we were like, you know what? We're gonna dream big, man, because like it means a lot for, particularly as a Black couple, who are trying to change the face of wealth and trying to show that wealth isn't just for the privileged fees, for people like us. It's for people who are starting from small beginnings, who believe in the power of small compounding changes. We want to rewrite the image that people have when they think about wealth. So again, to your point, Tim, about visualization, we've been visualizing, and don't get me wrong, it's sometimes we feel like, oh, a bit of imposter syndrome there, but then we're like, actually, why not? If anyone can take the place, surely it can be us, and why not?
Yeah, we're giving ourselves that permission to be audacious.
I love it. Someone says it's already #1 on Amazon. Come on.
Amazing.
Come on. Listen, and we're gonna need, and someone else says, Jackie said, which bookstores is best for you to buy from? So we're going to be talking about this. So you can buy from Waterstones, you can buy from Amazon, right? Go on there. And one of the biggest messages, although we haven't even got to that segment, I want to just put it out there whilst even Timo's here, because he can maybe speak to this as well. One of the biggest messages we have for this book today is, we know that, that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you have around you. And one of the big messages we have is, can we all make it our mission to raise the average of the 5 people around us financially? Can we make it our mission for our households? Think about your siblings, think about your parents, think about your friends, your spouse, your children, even strangers, people in your local church, your place of worship. Can we be the people who say, do you know what? It's not okay for everybody around me. You don't want to be the only wealthy person in the village. You want to take other people with you. You want people who are also doing well. And one way you can do that is to gift people the book. Look at the top right-hand side corner of this call. You see a QR code there. If you scan that QR code, it will take you straight to where you can order the book. And everyone on this call, think about it. if Mary and I know we need to, and I'll talk about it briefly because our deck has stopped working, we can't really show you. But basically, we know we need to sell about 2,000 physical copies of this book. And today is our last day for this to actually happen, right?
Yeah.
If everybody on this call said, you know what, I'm going to back 5 people around me, 5 people, and I bought 5 books, that would be a good starting point. Now, there'll be people among you who said, you know what, I can do way better than that, right? And there are bonuses that we can share as well. If people bought 5 books, what we've said to people is, we will give you, we've got an investing ebook, a free investing ebook that we've created worth £99 or $130, so people can grab that. In addition, we'll give you access to our academy for 7 days so you can enjoy it. We've talked about Financial Joy Academy today. You're buying the books for your people, remember, but in addition, we want to sow into your lives as well. So we'll give you access to our academy, all you can eat, enjoy all the resources, join Mary and I, learn from us for 7 full days. Plus you get the recordings for this particular session today, right? So, and that's just 5 orders. Now, I know there are people out there, and this is a good time for me to say this. I saw Timo do this on his thing, and Timo, you can speak to this briefly. If your budget allows it, Mary and I would love to offer you, if you can order, and this is a big ask, but I'm going to put it out there and have faith, if you can stretch to 100 physical copies of The Wealth Habit to give to your local place of worship, could be your church, could be your communities, Mary and I will, in addition, add to that, one-to-one coaching, financial freedom coaching for you. This coaching session is usually dedicated to around 3 weeks coaching session, but we'll put it into one package for you, and that will be added on top for you for ordering 100 copies of The Wealth Habit. Now, normally I have my deck up, but because today we've had our deck mess us up, we're just putting it out there. The QR code is at the top of the screen. Tell us in the chat section, and you can tell us in a minute, how many numbers you guys have ordered as you're ordering. And we'll be able to collate those, and you can send an email to us at support@thehumblepenny.com. Just providing proof, and all these bonuses and more will follow. Now, Timo, do you want to just speak real quick while you're here? Like, how valuable are these things? Go on, you're going to say something.
Well, actually, you know what? I really like this, right? Because this is something that I did with my rollout. I'm actually going to do something. If someone buys 100 books, of course, you guys who do one-on-one coaching, etc.
Yeah.
For 2 people who buy 100 books, what I would like to do is, with you 2 on the call, we'll do a Zoom call with each person where, like, I will directly coach them and mentor them for their business as well. But I'll only do it for the first 2 people. The first 2 people who buy 100 books.
Listen.
Really, then jump on a Zoom call with them and yourselves to then basically, if you're building a business, if you want to raise investment, if you want to grow your business, you can just like Q&A with me. But I only do it for the first 2 people who email.
Are you guys hearing this right now? Timo is saying, scan the QR code, top left-hand corner over there. The first 2 people to buy 100 copies of The Wealth Habit. Bear in mind, you're gifting all these to people you know, loved ones, family, your church. You not only get Ken and Mary, but you will also get Timo Armu, award-winning, highly successful entrepreneur. For the first 2 people, Sunday Times bestselling author and beyond, multiple businesses sold. How much is each book? £14.19 on Amazon right now. £14.19 or £14.99 on Waterstones. So it'll cost you about £1,400 to buy 100 books. Go on.
No, I was going to say, like, that is a steal. That is amazing, Timo. Like, clearly we caught you in a good mood, because
we were not expecting that.
if you guys were to go to our website and pay for a power hour session, or even, pay for Timo's time, it's not even going to cost. It's going to be way more than
thousands.
Yeah, well, I mean, to give you, some context, like, to do a speaking engagement for 30 minutes with me is 40 grand. I have 8 founders that I coach every year who pay me 160 grand per year, which is all around like helping them to grow and scale their businesses. That's 160 grand each. So like, this is not you know, I'm mainly doing this because A, I think that you guys are awesome. B, I also would love for you guys to, you know, join the Sunday Times bestseller list
Come on.
for 2 books in a row. That's gangster.
Come on.
So yeah, I'm only doing this for like the first, you know, few people who do it, because otherwise, bro, I'll be doing this for too long.
I hear
So,
you. I hear you. I hear you.
For real,
Listen,
thank you.
I just want to. I've put up a QR code on the screen, right? And part of the reason I've put this up is, and you can see it on the top left as well. Let's see. Does that come back to normal? Can you guys still see me? Timo, you still there? Hopefully, you're still there. Yeah. Part of the reason we've put this up is just so that you guys can just, you know, understand how important. Let me see. Go, Tim. Where's Tim gone? Okay. You're still here. Weirdly showing a bit weird. Is it that one? All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Is just so you understand the value of what we're talking about here. So, 100 books is about £1,400. £1,400. Yes, it's a lot of money. We don't want to sniff at that. But I want us to understand how powerful that is in terms of the results, in terms of what we can get out of it, right? So £1,400 you put into something, you're always thinking, what's the ROI I'm going to get for that money? What's the return on my investment? The return on the investment is, firstly, you're blessing your communities with 100 books. Just think about the generational impact of 100 books to the right people who take the right action. Secondly, you get to work with a Humble Penny and Tim Army, right?
For the first two.
For the first two people to get an element of your life leveled up. Just think about the return, the multiplier effect on that. You're looking at least, in my personal opinion, 50 to 100 times the return on what you are putting in. That's how I look at it. So don't just think of expense, i.e. like, you know, money's leaving my bank account. Think actually what else is coming straight back into my life on the back of that happening. Yeah, I wanted to think about that. So the first two people.
And everyone else, they still get coaching from Ken and Mary if you purchase the 100 copies.
100%.
So I'm keeping an eye on the comments, and I don't know, I thought people are sleeping.
People are thinking.
They're thinking. They're still like, they're thinking.
Someone says first two to send proof of purchase to you. Yes.
Yeah.
So where you're sending the proof of purchase is, and well, first you got to let us know if you've ordered in the chat. Let's start there. And then you need to send the proof of purchase to support@thehumblepenny.com. Support, I'll pop it in the chat, at thehumblepenny.com. That's where we need to pop the proof of purchase to. Okay.
If you need, I just got to bounce in a few minutes, but if you need any, you know, if people want to know more about me, you know, as you said, we grew fan bites, we grew to a team of 80 people. I sold out 27 for 35 million. And so, you know, we know what we're doing. And so, yeah, hopefully that can support and that can help and that can run it up.
Yeah, Timo, thank you so much, man. And where can people find you on the socials? They want to connect, LinkedIn. Let us know. Yeah, just Google Tim. I love it. Just look me up.
God bless you. God bless your mum also.
Yes.
That saying, do they have two heads?
Do they have two heads?
She's literally she's giving you permission to say that, yes, I can do what these guys have done.
That's it.
It's so powerful. So even parents on this call, what are you speaking into your children? Because your mum had an abundance mindset. She had a growth mindset.
Yeah.
And that's now paying dividends with what we're seeing, with what you're doing. So thank you for sharing that powerful story. Enjoy the 30th celebrations as well. So thank you so much.
You lot, show some love to Timo in the chat. Timo, thank you, man. Blessings, bro.
Take care.
Take care. So we'll hit you up with those two people once we get those orders in. Come on, people. Scan the QR code on the top left-hand corner. Thank you, Timo. Okay. Well, look, whilst that's happening, I want us to jump ahead and do something really fun. Yes. So a big part of what we've been thinking a lot about is future self. There's a bit of research in the book, The Wealth Habit, where we go into some research from Stanford University. And Stanford University showed in their research that it's called temporal discounting, actually. They found that people who look at AI rendered images of themselves, so imagine you look at your life now and you say, hey, I wonder what I might look like when I'm in my 70s. People who looked at AI rendered images of themselves, the research from Stanford found that those people saved at least twice more, saved and invested at least twice more for their future self because they looked at an AI rendered image of themselves. So we thought, you know what? This is featured in the book, The Wealth Habit, this research. So we thought, let's have a bit of fun with this, right?
Yeah, why not?
So we've got someone who, obviously Benna spoke earlier, and, you know, we thought it would be really, really fun if we actually could see what Benna might look like in her 70s. We asked Benna for permission, of course, to be able to do what we're doing right now. So we're going to have some fun. So let's see. And Mary and I also rendered our own images for what we might look like at 70.
But okay? Yeah, let's show Benna's first.
Let's look at Benna's first. So someone says, what books would you recommend to go from scarcity to abundance? The Wealth Habit. This is the book to read. That's why we're talking about it, right? So go and read The Wealth Habit. We'll cover all the stuff about scarcity to abundance in our book, The Wealth Habit. So scan the QR code top left. So let's look at Benna's now, right? Because I think this is going to be really fascinating. So
I love this.
I think what we're going to start with first is, let's look at obviously a before image, right? So it's good to begin with an image now, right? So this is the existing image of Benna. This is taken straight from her website, you know. Love this image, very healthy, and all of that. Beautiful smile. And Benna, you'd be surprised to see that when we put it into AI, and we'll put a prompt in to see what you might look like when you are 70, 75 actually.
Yeah.
Here is what came up. Let's have a look, right? So let's see. And I'm going to then bring you on the stage to react to this very quickly, right? Here we go. Let's see. Benna, what do we think? I want to bring you to the stage. This is you at 75, according to AI tools. What do you think about that? React to that.
Oh my goodness, I look like my mother.
Really?
Yeah, it reminds me of my mother so much. So
Wow.
much what she looked like in her 70s. But wow. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I love this because it kind of speaks to what that first habit was about when I told you I started saving a quarter of my salary, because I was so tired of getting nowhere. And I thought to myself, what happens when I retire? Am I going to be in this same cycle of just being broke?
Yeah.
And I figured, you know what, I really need to, as hard as it was, because remember, it was that shift started during the post-pandemic cost of living hikes, all of that, you know, the finances, you know, were stretched. But I said, no way, I don't want to reach retirement and I'm still in this cycle, you know.
Yes.
So whatever it took, even though everything was going up, even though we were in that cost of living crisis, and we kind of still are, I just said, you know, I have to change, I have to do something different. So that's what pushed me. It wasn't easy, and it's not going to be easy, especially when you're starting. But that's what pushed me, because I thought about future self, and seeing this now is like, wow, oh my goodness, I will get there one day. And you know, we don't think about it, do we? We don't think about us 20, 30, 40 years from now until we're presented with something like this, because that time will come. But yeah, thank you for sharing this. It kind of was like looking at my mother.
Our absolute pleasure. And that's something that we always say, isn't it? Will your future self thank you for this decision you're about to make?
Yes.
Be it financial or health. And it's just so powerful seeing yourself, you know, aged, because then you can really have more empathy and put yourself in your future self's shoes. You know, how do you want to feel comfortable? You don't want to be stressed about money.
Yeah.
And so that's just a very powerful visualization.
Benna,
practice.
I want to just ask you, is there any, although I know I'm asking you this on the spot, but is there anything that you think you might do differently from seeing this image of you, this potential image of you, maybe as someone in their 70s? Is there anything you think you might shift, even mildly, in your life to arrive at that future that you want to arrive at?
Do you know what came to mind straight away?
Mhm.
Look at my pensions. Just look at where my pensions are going right now. I keep saying I'm going to get to it, just to kind of see, review. I might need some adjustments, and I might need to be more involved.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's the first thing that came to my mind, just to check on my pensions.
Love that.
And we know that even just relying on the state pension with what's coming out, we can't really rely on that. We can't just take that as a given.
Yeah.
So the first thing that sprung to mind is just to check on my pensions, especially in relation to, aging.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Benna, thank you so much. I mean, True Poetic says, so when they look at the AI mirror, they see that they still look healthy and okay to continue to save. So basically, the idea is that you start to realize that your future self and your current self are the same person, just separated by time. Because sometimes we have a disconnect between who we are in the future and who we are today. Yeah. Some people don't almost think it's a different person in the future, and they almost don't want to save for them or invest for them or prepare for them. Some people are like, oh yeah, life is short, or like you don't even know tomorrow. And that's true. But at the same time, we go to the gym. We're trying to eat well. We're trying to like look after ourselves. We're doing it because we want to arrive at a future that we are alive in. There's no one who you speak to today who says, oh, I don't want to really arrive at the future necessarily. Most people will go, actually, I want to be alive and well, So we need to begin to prepare for that, right? So let's see. There's another question real quick. Someone said, what would you recommend for people who are much nearer to retirement, say within 10 years? Where should they? You're going to love the case study in The Wealth Habit of, what's her name? Dreammaker FJA. Nika.
Yeah.
Who began in her mid-50s. Yeah, you're gonna love. I don't want to spoil it for you, and this is why I say people need to order The Wealth Habit. Right, get your copies, and I want to see people dropping comments of how many copies they've ordered, because trust me, this book will change your life and change the life of your loved ones. Thank you, Benna, for jumping on. Mary and I will now share our own image of getting. Aging over the age of 75. Now, I want to start by saying something.
Oh, here we go.
I want to start by saying something. I think this AI thing is biased, right? Because when Mary and I did the image, anyway, let me start by showing you the image first, because I was just like, nah, this thing can't be right. There's no way it's got Mary looking a particular way and it's got me looking a particular way. So let's have a look, right? Let's have a look.
So there were two.
So let's see, right? So you got before. Let's start with the before image. Right? Let's start with the before image. So this is us. This is us, only yesterday. Was it yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
We took this picture after we went to our book launch in London. So this is before, right? So let's now look at what AI says we might look like at 75 based on this picture. Okay. And then we're going to do another one. There's 2 images we did, right? So let's look at what that looked like. And here's the second one. See? What the? Can you believe that?
Wow.
I think it's aged us too much.
I think so.
Can you guys react, please?
Wait, was this 75 or 85?
I know. We look way older. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh, but we look so sweet, don't you think?
You can't be serious, right?
Like,
So
those sweet grandparents.
Sweet grandparents. This must be like at 90 rather than...
For real.
Yes. Sometimes I'm getting Jay-Z vibes from Ken in this picture. That's funny. That's hilarious.
But yeah, we weren't too sure about this.
We were not sure about this one. So we said, okay, let's do it again with a different picture. So we then put in, where was the picture we put in? We put in another picture.
Desktop.
Let's see.
Desktop.
Okay, here we go. So we put in this picture of us. Where we said, okay, let's see. This is the current. Actually, we took this picture maybe like a month ago.
Last month.
Last month, right? And then we said, okay, well, try and age this photo. Let's see what that might look like when we are 75.
Oh gosh, Denise said at least you still have hair. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. And then this is what we got back. Let's see. It's in downloads. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is before, and then this is at the age of 75. Let's see. Does that come up?
Kathleen said, "Wise old souls." Thank you.
Let me see. So is it not letting me on?
Guys, if you're interested in doing this, we'll send you the prompt at the end so that you can try this out as well. We did this
Let me try it again.
ChatGPT.
You can use any AI tool, like Claude or whatever, to do it. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is apparently, again, what we may look like. What do you guys think? I think you see, this is what I mean, right? You look way younger.
I don't think I do.
No? What can you guys react in the chat? Let us know what you think.
Maybe because they haven't aged their hair, but
what do you guys think? At least I've still got my hair. I was really happy about that. You know, I was like, yeah, you know. And Kat says, wise old souls. And Jackie says we look great.
Oh, thank you.
So this is actually quite interesting because, I mean, what is your reaction to this? Like, in terms of given where we are and where, by God's grace, we're going to get to in terms of, like, you know, old age. What is there anything you feel we need to be looking at right now based on you looking at this image of you supposedly in your mid-70s? What do you think? I
think we are kind of doing well with our finances. It's more about also like health and longevity, you know, because I want to be running after, taking our grandchildren to the park and playing football, giving them a run for their money. So, you know, what are we putting into our bodies? Am I strength training enough? All of that, because I just look at us here and I'm thinking, firstly, we're happily married, still happily married by God's grace. And yeah, what about yourself?
I think for me, it's all those things you said, but it's also like it ties to this question someone asked. Someone says, what do you think people look like at 75? Some people don't reach that age. You see, the good news with us here is that our parents, so Mary's dad is 86, right? So we have evidence of somebody who's gone past 75. My dad is 74 this year, right? So I can see what my dad already looks like. And, you know, my mum's not far off. Your mum is in her late 70s. So both our parents are still alive and both of them are in that age group, right? Where they're in their 70s and 80s. And so for me, seeing my parents and seeing Mary's parents, a big part of what I'd love us to focus a lot on is strength. Like being able to move, like movement's very important. And also like that freedom to travel, right? Because one thing I see a lot of our parents are wanting is that ability to travel and still enjoy their old age, right? And also choosing a location where we have access to things, right? Access to family members, access to health facilities, you know, access to the sun. You know, if I could do something different compared to like my parents, I'd probably say it's, you know, making sure that we are, you know, we choose wisely around like the sun, making sure we have access to the sun. And also, you know, we've done made some good decisions, like becoming mortgage free and, you know, all those things, investing, becoming financially independent. And, you know, I'd say also doing work that's impactful. So like what we're doing today is impactful. So carrying on to do stuff like that, I think would be amazing at that age, because at that age, it becomes very boring. If you don't have something you're doing, if you don't have a normal job that you go to, if you don't have a purpose, it can become very, very boring. You know, so, you know, all these things matter, you know, and this is stuff that, you know, we've only looked at this image for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 minutes. You know, so imagine you guys watching how much of an impact, you know.
I'm getting all emotional now. I think we should print this out, babe.
Yeah.
Put it in the gym.
Yeah, and I'm seeing, you know, I'm reading a few of your comments, you know. Someone says, Mass Control says, my focus is now staying healthy for as long as I can, enjoying every moment, no stress. And I know that you're financially independent, because I remember you from our comments. And you said, yeah, you know, like, so that's really, isn't that interesting that when we when we've optimized for finances, the next big thing we optimize for is we start to focus on is health, right?
Yes.
But for some people, that health comes at a cost. I.e., by that I mean that finances comes at a cost to their health.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why we wrote the first book, Financial Joy, is for us to achieve that balance. And the second book, The Wealth Habit, is to then make the wealth building more effortless, inevitable, without the stress. And I love that you said here, no stress, you know, because if you've created the right habits and you've put in place the right systems, you are removing a lot of that mental or that fatigue that you have.
Yeah.
And you are able to still get the returns on your investing without necessarily needing to make big decisions all the time. Like, for example, we're seeing with the Middle East crisis at the moment, right? And a lot of people don't really know what they should be doing. Stock markets are down, interest rates are, you know, inflation's rising, interest rates are going to be high, cost of living, fuel prices, everything's high. So people don't know what they're doing. Should I not invest anymore? Should I sell all my investments because stock market is going to fall? You see, all these decisions for the people who have systems in place, they stay benefiting. They stay getting the returns because they'll be buying investments a lot cheaper. They will have put in place certain things. Again, this is another reason we wrote this book, is to prepare us for the future of money management, because we're entering a world where the world is changing a lot, right? So we've got AI disruption. And for a lot of people, that might be fear. Whereas we're like in chapter 19 of the book, it's called the anti-fragile money mindset. We're saying, how do you become anti-fragile? How do you create a life that's not fraught with fragility, where you're always on edge, where you're always worried? That's why we've written aspects of this book as well, to prepare us for that future where we have an old age that is enjoyable, an old age that isn't full of high blood pressure or full of like problems like brain aneurysms or, you know, whatever, right? And I know these things, I'm saying it because I've experienced it. You know, my mum had a brain aneurysm, and thank God she survived the brain aneurysm. And we're able to reflect on that and learn from it as a family. And a lot of these things come from stress, they come from worry, they come from just dealing with so much stuff. Yeah, and then there's other health crises we've had in the family where people are dealing with various sort of health issues like type 2 diabetes and, you know, all kinds of stuff and beyond that, you know. So what we want is to get to a point where we have the right habits in place. And thank you, Justice, for literally taking the words out of my mouth. You said we want right habits and systems so that we can have less stress. We can have an enjoyable life. We can build the life that truly works for us. These are not just words, you know. I hope that by looking at Mary and I, you can see evidence of what we're talking about. Because if there wasn't any evidence, we wouldn't really be doing the work. We wouldn't have the humble penny. We wouldn't have the books we've written. We wouldn't have the life that, thank God, we've been creating gradually. And we've been able to show that we haven't done it by coming from money. And I think this is actually a really key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it just means that there's no kind of barrier. If you feel like you have to earn a certain amount before you can start to build wealth, you've already created a barrier. You've already created a blocker that will then determine what you do or don't do next. It determines whether you see an opportunity and decide to go for it or not. So, yeah. That point about, you know, building your habits and systems so that you don't have stress, you know, you can speed the urgency of that by doing that exercise that Ken and I did and printing out an aged version of yourself. I think it will just give you more of an incentive to want to put the systems in place so that your future self won't have to stress about that. They might have to deal with other issues, but the things that you are in control of, you do start to, you know, through small habits, consistently over time, make sure that you're able to build wealth in a sustainable way. Without stress.
Wow. Okay. So what we now want to do is we want to do an appeal to you guys, right? Because you know, back to our own journey, you know, a lot of this journey we've been on as a couple has really come from really taking a walk of faith, right? When we began the Humble Penny, we didn't know how it might turn out. That's the honest truth. We didn't know how it might turn out. I did it alongside my day job, and so did Mary alongside her day job. And we carried on doing this work because we believed we had a mission in our own lives. And the mission was that we wanted to change the financial destinies for individuals out there, whether you're single or for couples or people or single parents. We want to change their financial destinies for them. And we wanted to do that because we know that a lot of people in society have come from places where they've had to start all over again. I had to move to this country as a complete beginner from nothing. Mary was born to immigrant parents who moved to the UK in their 70s and again grew up in a council estate. When you've grown up with these sort of conditions, you always feel like you are behind a lot of society. For many years, I just struggled with my family trying to figure life out, and money played a really, really big role because we didn't have a lot of it. And once Mary and I began to figure out a way out of this poverty, not just in poverty mindset, but poverty in terms of financial outcomes, we thought to ourselves, you know what? We will not do what most of the world does, which is when they learn something, they will gatekeep and keep the knowledge to themselves. We started to put ourselves out there. I had a job. I was risking my job. I was writing blog posts. I was teaching people. Mary was creating all our graphics, encouraging me. We're doing this thing together since 2017. And for those years, it's been almost, 8 years so far, we've been pouring out and pouring out and pouring out into the lives of millions of people in lots of different ways, people we will never, ever meet. We've done it from the heart because we believe in the power of furthering our communities, no matter what your ethnic background is. But as we know, people come from different backgrounds, and certain people, as we've shown with ethnicity wealth gaps and all kinds of stuff, a lot of us have unique challenges, whether it's the challenges of black tax, whether it's the challenges of coming from immigration challenges, or a challenge where a background where we didn't grow up with wealthy parents, or we didn't have any inheritance and so on. A lot of us have so many challenges that mean that we feel that it will never be us. And the reason we want you guys to always see us, always see me and Mary, is for you to see that it's possible for you as well. And that's what the mission of this book is, The Wealth Habit. And it's a blessing that we got the opportunity to write this book, because it means that we now have the opportunity to change your financial destiny, to change the financial destiny of your children. And that is, we can't even put a value on how powerful that is. Now, the big request we have is, as Mary and I, as a couple, it's extremely important that this book gets visibility, for us to send a message to the world that wealth doesn't begin with, isn't reserved for the privileged few. It's also for people who are starting from small beginnings, people who are having to start all over again, people who believe in the power of small changes. It's very important that we send that message to the world, because if the world can see that it's possible, then we'll start to see a ripple effect. And one way we can send that message, and this is a really powerful way, is for this book to get onto the biggest and most important list in the world, which is the Sunday Times bestseller list in the UK. In America, it's the New York Times bestseller, but in the UK, it's the Sunday Times bestseller. And for that list to happen, we want to be very, very transparent with you guys. For us to be able to get onto that list, we need to have sold at least 3,000 physical copies of this book. 3,000. Now, you might think that because we have lots of subscribers on our YouTube channel, that it'll be very easy for us to do that, but it's not. A lot of people say stuff like, oh, I support you. They might clap for us. They might like our posts, but they don't actually buy the books. And according to our current messaging, we've sold just over 1,000 copies of the book. This is our current estimate.
Again,
so
thanks to our audience.
Thanks to our audience, yeah. So for us to get anywhere near 3,000, we need to sell, and the cutoff is today, midnight today, UK time. So it's currently 7:41 p.m. in the UK. That's the cutoff right this very moment. We need to have sold 2,000 physical books by midnight for us to be able to say we have a chance. Because if this book becomes a Sunday Times bestseller, it raises the level of the book. It raises the platform so that, more people than we could have envisioned, people outside of our communities, can go, wow, this book is important. People are reading this book. And as a result of it, we will want to support it. Yeah. So our message is, we genuinely need your support. Like, we can't do it without you guys. Sorry, my eyes keep We genuinely can't do it without you guys. You know, you guys got us there with our first book, Financial Joy. You helped us become Sunday Times bestsellers. You backed us. You literally ordered copies. Even when you've ordered 2 or 5, you said, we're having people messaging us going, I'm ordering 10 more. I'm ordering 5 more. I'm gifting this to my family. I'm gifting this to my church. I'm gifting this to strangers. We need that help today. And this is literally like an appeal if you're watching right this very moment. We can't do it without you. So what we would love to see is, earlier in this call, we said to you guys, if you order 5 copies, physical copies, new copies right this moment, 5, using the link in the top left corner, that QR code, if you order 5 physical copies, we have additional bonuses we want to give you, which are the number 1, you get access to our Financial Joy Academy for free for 7 days. You just enjoy it as much as you want. And of course, if you don't want to carry on with it, you just don't carry on. It's as simple as that. But we just want to give you that bonus. In addition to that, we have an investing ebook that we've created, an investing ebook, almost the wealth habit applied specifically to investing, that we want to gift to you as a bonus as well. Yeah, that's for people who order 5 physical copies using the link above. Yeah, now to put it in perspective, to show you how important the number 5 is. If 5 people order, and there's currently 151 people right now on the live, if they ordered, say, let's say 150 people ordered 5, that would be 750 sales happening this very moment. That will send a ripple effect to Amazon, to Waterstones, to all these online shops that, wow, people are buying this book. It will raise the ratings of the book, and it will make more people buy the book. Okay. Someone said, is there an audio version? Yes, there is an audio version of The Wealth Habit. Yeah, Mary and I recorded it in our voice. But to be frank with you, for the Sunday Times bestseller list, only physical copies count. They do not count the audio version. They don't count ebooks. They don't count Kindles. They don't count audiobooks. They only count the physical book. Yeah. So yes, you will get the audiobook to learn, because according to research, when you read a physical book and you listen to the audio, it sinks in better and you have more retention and action. But the request we're asking for today is that you guys please order physical copies. Yeah, and that by supporting us with those physical copies, it's your way of contributing to this mission, which is that we want to show the world the wealth isn't reserved for the privileged few. It's also for people like you. It's also for people like us. It's also for people who are just starting out. Did you want to add to that?
No, I wanted to also add. So I can see Joanne has said, I have read the book. I have the book and I'm on chapter 12. That is amazing. So more than halfway through. And another thing that we'd love to ask from you guys, if you can do this today, if you have the book and you've read, a few chapters, we'd absolutely love for you to leave a review on Amazon and Waterstones with a photo, a nice photo of the book. Actually, don't worry too much about how it looks, but
just take a photo of the book.
Because the reviews massively help. A lot of people, as in we've got over 112,000 subs on YouTube, but there's still so many people that don't know about us. They don't know about the wealth habit, and that's just a form of social proof that okay, this is something that I need to be paying attention to. I need to maybe add it to my cart and purchase. So reviews help massively. I don't think you guys understand just how much it does help. So please, if you can,
it matters so much.
And thank you, Selena. She's just bought the paperback on Amazon. Whoop, whoop,
let us know, people, how many copies you've bought. And also, for the rest of this call, we want to be answering your questions. Yeah, because
oh yes, of course,
we're here to serve our community, and this is so important. Because notice we're not watching the time, because it matters so much, because we want to be able to give you guys value. We want to be able to walk away and say, you know what, that was worth my time. Yeah. So pop any questions you have in the chat. And also, I want you to let us know in the comment section, physical copies ordered. Please let us know. Jackie has just bought some. Jackie, how many did you order? Just let us know, because it helps to encourage people so that they can see that this is actually real. Yeah? You're real people. You're not our family members pretending to, you're like people who are actually supporting the work that we're doing. Yeah. So just bought mine. Someone says, Lord Oh, we already said, just bought my Amazon to support you guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Let us
You're
know. Let us know.
amazing.
Please let us know. Even if you bought 1 copy, let us know. If you bought 5 copies, let us know. If you bought 3 copies, let us know. And remember what Tim Armu said earlier, right? For the 2 people who order the big numbers, 100 copies, right? You might want to speak to your local church and say, do you know what? Or your local place of worship, or your company that you work for, if you run a business or you work at an organization. If you order 100 books, 100 physical books, yeah, we will offer you, Mary and I, financial freedom coaching worth over £5,000 or $6,500 US. And Tim Armu has said he will also give you his coaching time, and he charges stupid money for people to have access to him, because he has had so much success in different ways in his life, right? He's very, very highly sought after. So you're getting the Humble Penny, you're getting Tim Armu. That's just for you buying books that you're gifting to your own communities. Isn't that crazy, the bonus you're getting?
It's powerful because it means that it's not just you on your way to the top. You bring your family, your friends, and your community with you as well. So it's like a win for you, it's a win for them, and it's a win for us. It's a win for all of us.
Yeah. So we just want to tick these off, right? So we now have 3 people. Jackie's bought 3. So from the 2,000 goal we've ticked off literally three books, right? Somebody else said physical copies. Selena bought, I don't know how many Selena bought, but you just tick there. She bought 1.
I've done it, yeah.
Right. Okay. 5 at my home. Wait, what? Is that just happened? Can you let me know? Is that Justice? Is that 5 that you just bought right now? Just so we know if it's something that's new, so we can tick it off the list that we've got. Our countdown, because we know it's possible for us to become Sunday Times bestsellers. We know it, right? Martin Warman, 5 copies ordered. Wow. Can you write it down, please? 5, just write number 5. Just write 5. Cool. Yeah, just write 5. 5 ordered. Martin Warman. Oh my God. God bless you for that. Please donate the Access to FJ and the investing book to a person of your choice. That is brilliant.
That is so amazing.
That is brilliant.
Thank you.
Wait, what? Sandra's ordered 100 copies. What? Oh my God.
Wow.
No way. Wow. Sandra, really?
That is amazing.
That's crazy. Sandra,
I think
listen,
I
think you're the first one to have ordered 100 copies.
That is
Can
amazing.
Sandra, can you please? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm literally like, I'm stunned. Sandra, listen, that means so much to us that you've just done that. You don't even understand what you've just done there. Seriously, you don't understand what you've just done. You are changing people's lives right now. Destinies are being changed. You are investing deeply, and the way you've blessed us, may God continually bless you, as well as everybody else who's ordered a book. May God bless you 100-fold for what you've done today, for putting yourself out there, for really putting your investment where your mouth is, as it were, for really putting the effort to make this investment today.
Sandra,
that means the world. Wow, Sandra.
Thank you so much.
That means, wow. Can you please email us, Sandra? Just send us that proof, because we want to make sure we send it to Tim Armu. Email now, support@thehumblepenny.com. I'm going to put it in the chat. And there's a lot more. Can you write 100?
Yeah, I've written it.
Goodness me, I'm literally shaking. Because we've had the most horrible day today with everything, the tech glitch, our presentation that we did, nothing's worked out. But with God, all things are possible. So we're just literally like, what's the word?
We're just vibes, and
we're just trying, because like we don't have our presentation. Nothing's worked out today in terms of getting this to happen. So Sandra, it's massive big up for you in the comments section. Hold on, there's a few people.
Yeah.
Kingsley, I just bought hang on, let's put it on there. I just bought a copy. I also got a copy of What's Stopping You book.
Oh, that is
big up. So a copy of The Wealth Habit and a copy of Timo's book. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. And let's not forget, Jude says, I prefer physical book, as I always go back to it whenever. Yes. And in the physical book, you've already emailed. Brilliant, Sandra. Thank you for sending that proof. I cannot wait. Listen, what I'll promise you, Sandra, is we will make sure that you level up so seriously, and the relationship, you have a direct access. You want to reach Ken and Mary, you reach us directly, right? That is so important because you were the first one.
Yeah.
You were the first one to really put your hand up and go, I'm going for it. I'm backing Ken and Mary with 100 books. And the way you've done it, not just for us, but you've done it for your communities, it means so much to us. Like you wouldn't even understand. Let's see. Just have we got Chevy's one? Is that new?
No.
Oh wait, did I miss Justice? Yes, 5 with Financial Joy. Is that new? Justice. Oh yeah, you were talking about before. 5 at Home with Financial Joy. Wow.
Ooh.
So wait, Justice, just add that. I think that's new. I think Justice is saying he's just bought 5 today. Have I got that right, Justice? Whoo! You guys are on fire, literally.
Okay, cool.
Literally on fire. I want to make sure I've not missed anybody. Jude. Okay. Chevy, Kat. I just bought. Hang on, who's this? Rose says, I just bought 1 copy yesterday and arrived today. So if I buy 4 more today, does that? Yes, it does. Rose, it does. Those 4 more. Can you write 4? Just keep adding, like put the numbers.
She's done it yet.
Oh, okay. She hasn't done it. Sorry. Rose, if you order 4 more today, plus the one you bought yesterday, it does count. Just send us the proof to support@thehumblepenny.com. You guys are getting us there. I'm getting so excited.
I know. It's very
This
possible.
might actually happen.
It might just happen.
This might happen for us. Wow.
Because we woke up this morning thinking,
I don't know. Wow, this is actually happening for us. Oh my goodness. God is good indeed. Let's put that up on the screen. Thank you, Denise. God is good for real. Because the way I've been panicking this, literally, like, I'm just going to keep it real. It has been very, 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 very stressful for us getting to this point. Very stressful for us. You know, a lot of hard work that people don't see to promote this book, to get it out there, because we really want this book. You know how much work all of 2025 we spent writing this book, the whole year. Literally writing constant. Some days I'm doing 10 hours, Mary's doing 10 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours. And we're putting so much work in every day, apart from Sundays when we go to church, right? Every day has gone in, right? So to have this book getting out there to people means so much. It means so much.
It does.
And we want to always give God the glory, because, like, you know, without God's blessings, firstly, we wouldn't even be authors. Let's keep it real. We wouldn't, like, Mary and I wouldn't even be a couple. Let's just keep it real. Like, if you read the story in the introduction of the book, make sure you read that. You will see how unlikely it is that Mary and I met. It is so unlikely. So unlikely. And, you know, you look back to, in fact, let me show you some of our childhood pictures, just so you understand, like, where we came from. I need you to understand, like, how serious this is, because it's so unlikely that these 2 people are together and writing books together and changing the world together. It's so unlikely.
I know.
It's so unlikely. Let me show you guys something, because I want to just keep it real, because you guys are showing us love. You're our community, right? So this is me growing up. I want you to see this, right? I want you to see this real quick. Hopefully this comes up. Oh, actually, I need to remove something from the thing. Let me remove 2 things and then it will come up. Let me show you, because this matters so much that you understand where we've come from, and this is how much of a blessing God has had on our lives. This is Mary growing up. Let's see. Let's start with Mary. This is, just speak to them about this image.
Oh, this is in my home in Hackney, our council home, which we bought so late because my parents, they didn't even plan to buy because they thought they were going to move back to Nigeria. But obviously the political landscape changed a lot in Nigeria, and they realized actually they're going to stay put in the UK. So when it did come to purchase this house, it had literally quadrupled in value. Where our neighbors had bought the property for like, what, 23K? We bought it for way more. And yeah, this is my favorite outfit. I called it the girl in the middle. And it's interesting seeing that her face is of color, because usually these outfits, you can't really find ones where images of women that look like you. So and I was creative. I believed I could do anything and everything. And you know, when you're young and you just believe like you're unstoppable. But yeah, I look at this with fond memories.
Wow.
We may not have, you know, come from money, but it was a very, rich kind of upbringing.
Yeah.
In terms of values and love.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to just say real quick, right? You know, because it's important to see that, you know, pay attention to the sofa behind Mary.
Oh.
Pay attention. This picture's taken in Hackney. Yeah. Pay attention to the sofa behind Mary and the carpet on the floor. Pay attention to that. Now, at this age, of Mary's life, I was in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, let me show you my image around the same age, right? Pay attention to this, right? This is so interesting. I noticed this yesterday, right? When I was trying to prepare for this presentation that didn't work out today. Let me show you. So this is my own image. Here we go. Here we go. Isn't it interesting? The sofa and the carpet don't look too far apart.
No, they don't.
Right? So this is me growing up, people. Right? We did not come from any money. Let's start there. You know, this is me in Lagos in a place called Iyanepaja, which is like basically on the mainland of Lagos, a place where basically, you know, people live just normal lives here. They don't really have a lot of money in those parts. This is not, you know, Victoria Island or Lekki or any of those places for people who know Nigeria, you know. And this is me, like, you know, at home. And again, it was a happy home, but it was a modest home, right? You know, this is us, you know, me living, again, we're living in rented accommodation. And yeah, man, like I was, you know, if you look at that child and look at me today, there's no way, for me anyway, that I would have connected that this child you're looking at today will have the future that God has made possible for me and Mary. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. And bear in mind, at this stage of my life, I'm living in Lagos, Mary's living in Hackney. What are the chances that this little boy ends up with this beautiful queen?
Huh? This handsome guy.
Handsome guy.
Boy, no pimples.
Yeah. What are the chances that we end up together? Right? Yeah. It's like, you know, there's so many things. So when Denise said God is good, it's not just like a saying. It's like for real. I know some people don't, you know, have a faith background, and that's okay, right? But for us, it's important that we are always mentioning that, because that's where our source is, you know, and that matters for us, right? So a few people just ordered my copy from Amazon, 7.52. Wow, that was 8 minutes ago. One finger. I don't know who that is, but I want to thank you. I want to honor you. I want to bless you. Thank you. Richard Antonio just said, just bought, can you write it down? Just bought 5 copies.
Wow.
Want to invest in some young people. Thank you, Richard. That means the world. I love that you're reaching out in the way you are. Just ordered mine. I'm so excited to read it. May God bless you and reward you for all your labor. Thank you so much as well. God bless you abundantly for really just putting yourself out there, ordering copies, investing in yourself and your family and whoever else. Michael says, really happy for you guys. That means so much. This ought to have been the first book. It's a great read and actionable. Ordering more for friends and grandchildren.
I love that.
Wow. Ava, thank you so much. Let us know how many you're ordering. Let's tick it off our list, because we're literally like, show them. Look at that. We're literally ticking them off so we can like give ourselves the best chance. And who is going to become the second person to take up the Tim Armu offer, as well as the Humble Penny offer of 100 books? 100 books. So you can join Sandra and we can go, wow, we've got 2 people who've ordered 100 books, right? Imagine that possibility, right? And we can have more people ordering 100 books. I believe it's possible. Think about it. Why not? Yeah, why not? Imagine blessing 100 people. That's literally 100 future generations of people that you've blessed. Imagine that possibility as well. Jackie said your excitement's palpable. Listen, Jackie, you don't understand. I think
it's when it's something. This book is like our baby. You know how that feeling for those of you who are mums, you've carried a baby for 9 months and you know what you've gone through, those 9 months of sleepless nights, you're not able to sleep properly, and the aches and the pains, let alone the labor and the childbirth. So it's like when it finally comes into the world, it's just like, it's your baby. you pour like your heart and soul and maybe not blood, but sweat and tears into this. And you know, the way that we put so much love
We've
into
worked
this,
hard.
we just
We've
want
worked hard.
you guys to be
Listen.
empowered when you read this, but we also want you to empower your community too, you know, to give
Exactly.
them the permission to dream big, to become a wealth builder and not an employee, not have just an employee mindset, to have an abundance mindset and a growth mindset.
Amen.
And not only are you empowering yourself by reading this and purchasing this, you're actually empowering other people by paying it forward and blessing your community, your children, godchildren,
Amen.
nephews, nieces, whoever they are, even people in your community.
Amen.
You're empowering them, and that's powerful. Like that ripple effect of that generational wealth that you've enabled them to be able to create.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jackie, for helping us, because you notice we don't have an admin person helping us. So like community stepping up for us. Because today, oh my God, you know, so, and you can see our children are behind as well. They're kind of like chasing, oh, mommy, for dinner and all these things. So, you know, I want to just thank you, you know, Jackie and everybody else who are really praying for us, because it means so much to us to have the support. It really, really does. And Jackie said there, if you've ordered 5 books, 100 books, if you've ordered more than 5 books, please email us to support@thehumblepenny.com. That's where we get our team emails, and the team will be combing through those just to make sure you get the bonuses and all those things that we've said we will give you. Yeah, it matters so much to us. Thank you, South London reseller, saying you two are great. You've inspired me with my investing. And listen, man, you know, honestly, it means so much to me to read that, because to Benna's point, Benna said this earlier, had we not stepped out, you know, to start to share, to start to serve, to start to really help people without knowing what will come back. And that's the key thing about, in fact, there's a chapter in the book called The Generosity Habit, about the power of giving without knowing what you're going to get back. That's chapter 17 in the Wealth Habit, the Generosity Habit. It is a key aspect of what the wealth habit is being able to give back to your community, sow back to people, give back to strangers, give back even without expecting anything in return. When we make these videos, when we do these blog posts, when we go live, when we share stuff, when we comment, we're not expecting anything in return. Yes, it's really lovely that people are supporting us, but a lot of the work we're doing, some of it, we don't know what the returns might be, but we believe in the work, because to us, it comes back to what I said earlier. When we are working, when we are serving, to us, it's like we're working for God. God is our boss. That's, you know, I know some people are not people of faith, but for me, I have to always say that, because that is really Mary and I's core foundation. It's really Mary and I's like solid rock, as it were. You know, that's where we get our value system from. So when you guys are supporting us, we see it as God's blessings. God's saying, I'm backing you two. You might not have 1 million followers. You might not have, you know, all the biggest connections, but I have you. I've got your back. You know, for me, that's a really, really important thing. And your validation, you commenting, buying the books, sharing, telling people about it, this is evidence that God is at work in our lives in different ways. Even though, you know, we don't see it as, you know, God's literally standing in front of us, we see it through the fruits of our work, through the love that people are sharing with us and the way people are connecting with us. So that means so much. That means a lot. Let me see. There's been a lot. I'm catching up on the comments. Those who honor me, I will honor. Thank you, Jackie. That verse always reminds me of you too. And you know what? I'll tell you something, Jackie. You know, we live in a world where people are, like to say that like a lot of their successes come from them, you know. And I'll tell you, man, like, because, you know, I have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Every success I have comes because God gave me the ability to do it. God has given me the opportunity. Look at this call I'm having right now. You didn't even have to show up on this call, but God made it possible. We had so many mess ups. The computer shut down. Our documents were not open. We lost our PowerPoint slide. I spent all day, I'm going to keep it real with you, all day working on this presentation deck, all day, literally like up to half an hour before this call, 4:30 p.m. Sorry. Sorry. I spent all day literally working on this stuff, and Sorry.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, sorry, I just sorry, it's just been a long day. It's just so much work's gone in, and
I know. See.
so much work's gone into this, and it's just difficult, you know, because so much work's gone in, and we wanted this presentation to be the best that it could be, like literally, you know, and we showed up late, and you know, we're never really late. We showed up late, you know, half an hour before this call. I had to rush. I had to quickly brush my teeth, get changed, and come on.
Oh,
sorry.
It is well. It is well. It's all blessings. It's literally all blessings. That's what I'm gonna say.
It was just it's just been a lot.
It's been full on, but for good reasons, and it's a season,
and
isn't it?
And we're doing it because we really want, because we believe in the work. You know, really believe in the work. And when you work so hard on something, you want the world to experience it and to, you know, for the work to have the impact it's desired to have, you know. And I know there's been many people who couldn't wait for the call because we were late, and we lost a lot of people
on the call
who were scheduled to come to join the live because we were late to the call, basically, because things didn't work out. But you know, things always work out for the right reasons in the end. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys, man, for all the support and everything. I just feel like it's just been a lot for us to manage, and it's just been a lot to deal with, basically. So I just thank everyone, you know, for just showing up and supporting in the way that you've been supporting, because literally, like, we thought by the time we come on the call, there'd be 0 people on the call. And
yeah,
there's still over 100 of you here, which is just crazy, because I can't believe that you guys are still here. All the stuff we had to, you know, like when you have all your presentation, we're like, you know, at this moment we'll bring up this slide, at this moment we'll bring up this slide. There's no slide, like nothing's worked out how we thought it would work out. So the fact that you're still here and you're supporting us just means the world. It really, really does. It really, really does. Let me see.
yeah.
I'm trying to catch up. Oh, someone's ordered 3 copies. Amelia says, order 3 copies on Amazon. That is brilliant. Thank you. That means the world.
God bless you.
Mary's
Thank
literally,
you.
maybe it's easier to just write the number than do ticks. Just write 3 so we can kind of tally it up afterwards. That means the world to us. For those, some people, oh, hold on. Oh, okay, I think I've got that. I bought 4 copies. Banker said I bought 4 copies at the launch. Oh, just
yes.
Oh, do you know what? This is Banker. I saw a big Banker. Our Banker came to our launch with her daughter, and it was so special to meet your daughter, Banker, at the launch.
And the rest of your family.
And the rest of your family. You know, we managed to sign the copies for you guys. You've just bought 5 more. Wow, that is incredible. And we're just tallying them up. That means so much to us, you know, because listen, it means so much to us. It really, really does. You took the train, you came out there to Charing Cross, we connected, and you still joined this call as well. And you still ordered 5 copies. I mean, God bless you abundantly, man.
You.
Like when we're praying, we're putting Banker in the prayers, man.
Yeah.
And everybody else who's been supporting, because it means so much. You know, it really, really means a lot to us. Let me see. Becoming a generational wealth builder. Love that. Justice.
Amen.
Brilliant.
Amen.
Brilliant. My copy is on the way. Jude. I love that. Bought the 5 copies to give my son and friends. Rose.
Oh, wow.
Listen, write that down.
So
brilliant. Rose. I hope that's your Rose Bell, I think.
Your
Rose
son
Bell.
and his friends.
Big.
Amazing.
Listen, you know, that's generational wealth.
That is generational wealth.
That's next. This is what we prayed for, you know, is that this work will go beyond our generation. We'll go to the next generation. Amen. That there will be blessings, and they will not have the same level of poverty, suffering, struggle, paycheck to paycheck living, being in, you know, chronic indebtedness.
Yeah.
We want to break those cycles. We want to change the game for that next generation. I wanted to think from that perspective. Thank you so much for doing that.
Rose. God bless
because
you.
that means
God
a
bless
lot.
you and your family.
I love that. Bought 5 copies. Oh, is that Rose? That's Rose.
Yeah.
Firog says, yes, you're serving God and he will be honored. What happens, it will be for your good and his glory. Be encouraged, brother and sister. You are on the right path. God is more than able.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. And some people were encouraging us when we were really struggling. They said, just not freelance. How do you say it? Like freestyle. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
They were like, just freestyle it. And that's what I said to Mary, like, after I'd lost, like, I literally lost the will. And I just said, you know, just like, I'd work. Anyway, I just said, let's just go on. Let's just start the call and try, you know? And like, let's just try and see, you know?
Yeah, and it's more organic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Who's going to be that next 100? That next 100. Waiting for that next 100. South London reseller. I remember you from the comments. You two are amazing. God bless you. Thank you so much, South London reseller. I remember your comments. Thank you for being kind in the comments. It means a lot to us. We don't have a team of people reading our comments. We read all the comments. You know, Mary and I read them. We reflect on them. We screenshot some of them, you know, and it's a blessing, you know. And some of them we even pray over. So people who comment for us, like South London reseller, you guys are a blessing. God bless you abundantly for supporting this work in every way you can. We might never have met in person, but you know, God works in mysterious ways and uses the words that we put out into the world to bring a blessing upon us. So thank you for being so kind in the comments that you've put out to us. Joe Bringers, I feel your bacon. I've been there. But look how things have worked out. Yes, exactly. Literally cannot wait to, you know, like celebrate, you know, because like, oh my God, we've just, oh my God, it's just been a lot, you know, it really has been. Rosebell, tears of joy.
Yes, tears of joy.
We love you, Ken. Ree Baker says, you and Mary, God is evidently with you and the humble penny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stand firm and keep the faith, humble penny. That means a lot to us, man. It really, really does. It really, really does. Thank you. Keep them coming. Keep the comments. I didn't want to go crying on a live. I've not done that in a few years, let alone on a live stream. This is the first time we're doing a live stream. We couldn't figure out our tech. It's like we bit off more than we could chew. We're like, yeah, let's do a live stream and answer people's questions. And look what's happened.
Instead of us to just stick to our humble
we should just like, you know, done a Zoom call, but then we're like, no, let's make it like, you know. Jackie says it's not always the flashy presentations. You're showing what the Lord intended for you to share. Thank you so much. That means so much, man. These comments are beautiful.
You guys are too much.
And we want to answer questions as well. Like if you have any questions, you want the humble penny to answer for you, to, you know, offer you insights on, that's why we are here. Please remember to top left QR code, you know, take that step of faith, people. Take that step of faith, because your step of faith will serve generations. Think of it like sowing a seed on good ground. You know, there's a saying that you can't have a good tree can never bear bad fruit, and a bad tree can never bear good fruit, right? And I know that you guys watching this, you are the good tree, and you can never ever bear bad fruit. So let that fruit be sown. Let the seed be sown today. Let show us that you are supporting the people you love, the people in and around your life, the people in your community, in our communities. Sow into their lives. Take that step of faith today. Even though I know that things are difficult for people, we completely acknowledge that. But trust me, this work will change people's lives. We know that for a fact. Otherwise, we wouldn't put our name next to a book that wouldn't change lives.
Absolutely.
Why would we do that, right? Think about it. So this book will change lives. Che You Life says, may the Lord multiply your blessings. Your hard work is going to pay off. God can see you genuinely care. Tears of blessings indeed. I love that. I've just seen someone. I saw someone said they bought. Did I just see someone say they bought 5 copies? Ordered Lawrence ordered a humble 1 copy. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Lawrence.
All the way from New Zealand. Lawrence. Should do a little dance for Lawrence, right? That Lawrence, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
It's not just a humble 1 copy. That 1 copy could be the 1 copy that gets us to where we need to get to.
Right.
It literally could be the copy.
Absolutely.
Lawrence. And by the way, Lawrence, I want to say, you know, in the book, The Wealth Habit, we made sure we interviewed people that from all over the world. And we have an interview from New Zealand, a case study from Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah, so you will enjoy. We have case studies from, and we haven't even talked about this, case studies from Canada, from the United States, from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Ghana, from different parts of the world. Even the Middle East and where have I now talked about? Australia, the Caribbean. We have Caribbean people featured. You know, like we made sure even this book here, because it wasn't automatic for this book to be available in places like the African continent or the Caribbean. We made sure, we negotiated for this book to be available so that people that might not ordinarily have access to this book will have access to it.
Yeah.
You know, so that people can say, I also could order The Wealth Habit, you know, and The Wealth Habit, God's blessed us. This book has been is being translated already into complex Chinese, like Mandarin, and Italian already.
Yeah.
And if this book, when this book becomes a Sunday Times bestseller, by God's grace, it will become, it will have the profile so that other language translations can follow. We want to see other language translations. What would you like to see?
Yoruba, Igbo,
Portuguese, Spanish, Swahili, right? We want to see all these languages, right? Translated of this book, right? So if we've got Italian and we've got complex Chinese, we can do more than 2 languages.
I love Spanish.
We can see more, right? We want this book to change people's lives in Asia, in Africa, in, you know, I want to see in, you know, in other languages, basically. Yeah, that means that people are also getting the learning as well. Yeah. Hang on, let's see, what else do we have here? Those who were meant to be present today did. I love this one. Romans 8:28, God works everything together for the good of those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. Thank you. That is you both. Wow, I love that. Nice. I wish I could order more. I love that. That's beautiful. And you've done so much, man. Hold on. Reminds me when the Lord reduced the army of the children of Israel to just 300 men. Wow, I can't share the Amazon receipt with you without sharing just blur it out. Blur out. So if you want to send stuff to us, blur out your personal details. Yeah, you can just, you know, blur it out. You can you can blur stuff out on the phone, right? Yeah. You can just blur it out.
You just go to edit.
We want to make sure you get that bonus coming to you, please. Yeah. Patricia says, I would definitely buy one for my daughter. Thank you. Patricia, time is of the essence. Yeah. We only have until midnight, everybody. Literally UK time, midnight. That's it. British
GMT.
GMT or whatever you call it. That's the time we have. Yeah. So if you can order now, please do. We want to see that next 100. Who's going to be the next 100? So you can get that bonus from Tim Armu. Victor says, bought 1. I have bought 4 more, making it 5.
Oh,
come on.
God bless you, Victor.
Oh, Victor Tuffer. Oh, come on. Blessings to you, bro. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Thank you. You should write that down.
Yes.
So
that's 4.
We can tick that off. I'm sending 2 to Ghana for my sisters. Big up, Denise.
Amazing.
Thank you, Denise. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Can't wait for kids and teen book. Okay. Do you know what? People have said that to us. They've been saying that for ages.
But I want to rest because I think when we hadn't even fully recovered from writing Financial Joy, and then it was like, oh.
Next one.
Yeah. But you know what? We've heard it quite a few times now. So yeah, we'll see.
Quite a few times, yeah. Netla says, thank you, Ken and Mary, for all you both do. We initially bought 2, now bought 3 more.
Woo, woo.
Come on, let's get more 5s. We've got more than 100 people on this call. If you're watching right now, firstly, I want to bless you. I want to thank God for your life. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for blessing us with your time. Yeah, because you could just be in Netflix and chilling or doing whatever you do in your spare time, but you chose to join us here today. And for that, we don't take that for granted, because that means a lot, because your time is your most precious resource, right? So firstly, thank you for joining us on the call. If you can, Oh, Dennis, hang on. Dennis just said, hold on. Dennis just said, had one, bought 4 more. Woo! Let's write that down. That is amazing. Who's going to be that next 100? So for the people who are still watching, I just want to say, listen, I'm so thankful for you that you've joined us today. It really means the world to us. Thank you for joining. Please take that step of faith. Help us make that Sunday Times bestseller list. It will change so many people's lives. It will not only uplift Mary and I, it will uplift other people. Because I want to keep it real with you. Yeah. And some people, because I don't know who's watching and your sort of ethnic background, but I hope you appreciate my honesty with you. It's very, very difficult, very, very difficult, first to become a Black author, a Black published author in the UK. That's the first challenge. Second, to become a Black published author who makes any kind of bestseller list. It's extremely difficult. We have very little budget allocated to us, generally speaking. We have a lot of difficulty getting support from people. And, you know, I'm not trying to say, oh, you're playing the race card or whatever. I just want to tell you, I want to be real with you, because I hope I can be really frank, because this is just the reality of life. Because we have these difficulties, we have a lot that we're battling in terms of trying to level up or trying to, you know, get our work getting the visibility. It doesn't mean that our work is not amazing like other people's. In fact, our work is world class. Yeah, but sometimes you can have world-class work, but because you don't have the audience or the support systems or the people backing you, you might not have the visibility. You know? So that's why the support is so important to us. The fact that we have you on the call to support us, it means that much, because this is like a vote. You're literally casting your vote to say, I support Ken and Mary, but beyond Ken and Mary, I support the mission. The mission, which is that wealth is not reserved for the privileged few. It's also for people like you, people like me, people who might have started from small beginnings. Yeah, people who didn't have a rich dad or a rich mom, or who haven't had the pleasure of maybe inheriting lots of money, or who haven't had many of the privileges some other people might have. Yeah, that's the message. And the second message is that wealth doesn't begin with money; it begins with a habit. I want us to rewrite the messaging out there, which is that you need to have money to have wealth. Yes. You get far with having some money, but if you didn't begin with money, you can still have access to wealth being created by adopting the right habits, putting the right, having those shifting mindsets, putting the right systems in place, so you can then create the life. And Mary and I, as we've shown you today, are a true testament. And we don't ever want to be the only ones. God forbid we're the only ones. We want you to be a part of the journey. We want you to have your own testimonies. We want you and your family to also have those breakthroughs, to also have that freedom, to also have that peace, to also have that sense of progress, to also have that sense of purpose. We don't ever want to be the only ones that people look at and go, oh, look at how well they're progressing. We want to point to you and tell your stories, to recognize your progress in your own life as well. And the only way we do that, number one, in my personal opinion, is have that faith, right? That belief, right? And we're stepping out. That's what we're doing today. Look at all we're just keeping it absolutely real. And second, it's for us to support each other. Yeah, whether you are Black, white, Asian, no matter your background, no matter your faith background, no matter whether even if you don't have a faith background, it's a step of love. It's a step of faith. It's a step of you saying, I'm supporting the people I love. I'm supporting the people I care about. I'm supporting people I don't even know. Because the message matters, because the mission matters, because what these two people, me and my wife Mary, are trying to do, truly, truly matters. It's not just about us. It's about us taking other people along with us. That's why we've written the book. That's why we show up. That's why we make the videos. That's why we make the LinkedIn posts. That's why we do everything. Yeah, because it goes beyond us. It's generational. Even when we're not here, when we're no longer around, one day in the future, this work carries on. Yeah, this work goes beyond us. The books carry on living on. Yeah, that's what it's truly about. Yeah, so thank you so much for listening, because I know I've gone on a bit on that point, but I wanted to just really keep it real with you and get that point across. Someone says, after the kids' book, your autobiographies, please. Oh, I've never thought about an autobiography, but that sounds actually quite. That sounds like certainly quite fun to me.
Wow, that sounds serious.
Then he says, I nearly didn't join, but I'm so glad I did. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear it. Thank you for the live. Cannot stay until midnight, but we're not staying till midnight. No, we're not. No, that's like when the cutoff That's when the cutoff ends, basically. Rebecca just ordered my copy on Amazon. Oh, that's beautiful. I have one copy. I have bought one copy. Love the consistency, guys. Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
My mindset is being renewed daily. No limits, abundance, kingdom mindset. Love it. I already have my copy. God bless your works. I have a copy. Hold on. Someone from so I got a copy to donate to my school back in Jamaica. I hope someone will read it and may it change their life. Good night at Humble Penny. Beautiful.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So look, this is my thing now. I want to try and get that last person. Who's going to be that last person to get that 100? Can we get that second person? You know how Tim Amu, if you haven't beginning, said, can we get 2 people ordering 100? And we had Sandra, she was the very first one to take that opportunity. Could we get the second person? Who could be that second person to order 100 copies tonight? Can anyone take that step of faith, take that leap to make it happen? Could be for your company, could be for your community, could be for your loved ones, could be a donation, it could be for your family and beyond, could be a mix of your family, your, whoever else. But I want to see that that's possible, that we can get that next person to order 100 copies tonight. And I know it's possible. I actually know it's possible. In fact, I know that someone out there is asking themselves, should I be that person? And I believe you can be that person. Yeah, so take that leap of faith, and we'll be looking forward to working with you. In fact, I want to say one thing, actually. One of the biggest things, and Simon Alexander Ong said this, actually, when he did his talk. He said that one of the habits he's learned is that when he goes to an event, he goes to the very front, and he tries to build that connection with the people he's gone to see, right? And he gave me this tip, and I'll give you an example. I went to an event last year on the back of Simon's tip, and I went to this event, and as a result of going to that event, I made the most astonishing connections that have had an impact on our lives today. The most astonishing connections. In fact, Simon, let me give Simon his flowers, right? Simon Alexander Ong has opened the doors that then opened the doors, right? So when we wrote the Wealth Habit, there's some, if you open the book, you see endorsements on the front, right? We had 22 endorsements in the book from the likes of Stephen Bartlett, Chris Ducker, Patricia Bright, Nisha Shah, TJ Power, whose book is all over the place. It's currently a Sunday Times bestseller. His book's called Dose Effect, and so on and so on. Tim Amu, all these people, and of course, Simon Alexander Ong. A lot of those people, pay attention to this, came about because Simon Alexander Ong recommended us. He opened the door. This is the abundance thinking he's talking about. Yeah. He opened the door for Ken and Mary. He said, I'm taking you with me. He took us into the room, right? We went to an author mastermind. And in that author mastermind, we met phenomenal people like Carrie Green, who runs the Female Entrepreneurs Association. I'm just looking through the list here.
TJ Power from
TJ Power, The Dose Effect. We met Rob Dix, who wrote a book called The Price of Money. And Leroy, who wrote the book called Tiny Experiments, right? All these people came about because one person, Simon, who you saw earlier, decided to take Ken and Mary along and open the door. He connected us to Chris Ducker, who wrote a phenomenal book called The Long Haul Leader, a book I highly recommend reading, and a book we have on our shelf. Chris Ducker then invited us to an author mastermind where we met phenomenal people. Yeah. This is God at work. Even this quote, the front cover, Stephen Bartlett, front quote here. The story is probably a story for another day. Even that is just God's work. Because Stephen Bartlett doesn't just write quotes for anybody, right? Yeah. He had to look at the book, he had to read the book, and he had to say, do you know what? I want to be associated with Ken and Mary and their work. And when we visualize this book, we visualize having him on the cover of the book, because we believe in the work that he's doing and the power that the work he's doing has to promote the work we're doing as well. Yeah. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say that if you order the books, like let's say you took that 100 books, what you've established that you've opened that door You are in, you're building a lifelong relationship. I always tell people, when I work with people personally one-to-one, it's about the lifelong relationship, and that relationship is priceless. I'm talking priceless because it will open more doors than you could ever really conceive. Yeah. So look at it from that perspective. If you're that person who's sitting on your hands potentially and thinking, should I order those 100 books? Take that leap and do it, because I believe it will change your life. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say this is the books that they wrote as well. So this is Simon's book called Energize, and this is Timo's What's Stopping You. And yeah, we love that they came and supported us very last minute. These are some of this is their books if you wanted to purchase them too.
Yeah.
For loved ones.
And Chris Ducker's book, if you see it just there, just there on it's the second book, the green one. If you just grab that. I just wanted to, it's important to
yes.
Show the love to people,
and
right?
Chris Ducker, amazing guy as well. He didn't know us. He just went by Simon's recommendation. Like, Ken and Mary are people that need to be in the inner circle, inner circle, and
so and he supported us, gives us advice. Even today, advice for today. Chris was on my WhatsApp giving me advice. Just think about it. Like, that is just next level. And there's I was saying how before, it's particularly as people of faith, there's a verse that we lean on, which is you're a light, you're like a light on a hill that cannot be hidden, right? And that's an important thing, being that light on a hill that cannot be hidden, because people will know you from your good works. They will know if you're faking it or if you're being truly genuine, authentic, and real. And I hope you can see that we're the latter, in the work that we do. For us, it's about just being truly authentic and showing you guys what we're all about. And hopefully that comes across. Someone says they're loving your hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You look like a goddess.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that part. You're too kind. In fact, you guys are just going to make us cry.
Darren just ordered a copy. Darren, good. Listen, big up. Big up to Darren. Thank you. Oh, I think I missed someone earlier. Ade says, I bought a copy on Amazon. I look forward to reading it. Brilliant.
Amazing.
Thank you. Another user, someone said, someone I just missed, I think. Someone said, I have ordered my copy on Amazon. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There seem to be quite a few. Can't wait to finish my book. British Cocoa, beautiful. Oh, I recognize your face actually in our comment section. Lovely to connect with you on the call. I ordered one. Thank you for your inspirational videos. Thank you for blessing us with your wisdom. Oh, that's so nice. You guys, such a blessing. Been following you from the days when it was Humble Penny emails.
Oh, wow. You're a real OG.
You're a proper OG. Wow.
Thank you.
Listen. Woo. Wait. Amazon has put a limit on at 30 books.
Yes.
Does. So we found out.
Someone's just messaged us that they have that same problem. So you have to basically, what do they say?
When you put 30 books in the basket, you then need to, as you're getting to checkout, change it to 100 books. Yeah. That's how you can do it. Yeah. So when you put 30 books in, go to checkout. Before you pay, you can change to 100 books or however many, and then it will work fine. Because we checked in terms of stock. Amazon do have the stock, because we checked with our sales team before we started this call just to make sure that Amazon had all the stock, and they do. So they initially put a 30 limit, and then you can change it at the checkout too. Thank you, Martin Warman. And I think I saw Martin, you said you ordered, did I miss that? I think you said, I just remember seeing you said you ordered 10 more copies. Did I imagine that? I just seem to remember seeing something, Martin.
Sure.
I can't remember. I seem to remember something. Denise says, just love it. Well done to you two. How I wish I could order those 100 copies. If you're able to do it, please do.
Love it.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. I tried that, but it says quantity is no longer available. Oh, okay. Okay, so listen, if you can't order on Amazon, you can also order on Waterstones. That's our alternative retailer. So Amazon or Waterstones, both of them will deliver within 1 to 2 days. Yeah. So and you might not also have the issues on Amazon from your computer. Maybe it might just be you know, some people's computer might have a, you know, maybe a temporary limit or whatever.
Or it could be that you do the purchase 4 times, so 30, 30, 30, and then 10.
Yes, that's also another way of doing it.
Yeah.
Richard says, thank you for authenticity, Ken and Mary. So many scams out there, but not here. Amen to that.
God bless you.
Amen to that. Exactly that. Thank you. That really means a lot. There's so many, yeah, like you say, so many dodgy things out there. So good to know we're speaking face to face. But look, any final words before we wrap up today?
Just, guys, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for showing up. We loved your engagement. We love all of the, like, this is meant to be for us to encourage you guys. You flipped it on us, and you're sending us so much love and encouragement, and that just speaks to the amazing community that I guess we attract, or God's countenance on us. I don't know. I'm not going to try and take the glory.
Keep going. Gabriel just bought 6 copies.
But guys, thank you so much for joining. And we really, like we said, want you to feel empowered that you can actually take control of your finances. You can change the trajectory of your life just by changing your mindset, committing to those small habits, and being consistent, putting systems in place so that it's automatic, inevitable, and sustainable, so that you don't have to worry about decision fatigue. You see, as I'm talking, you guys are still being so kind and sweet. You just want us to cry. You want me to cry? I'm not going to cry on this call like Ken did. But yeah, you guys are amazing, and we hope you guys got a lot of value from this, because that was the goal.
Yep.
That was the goal. Do you have?
Yeah, and you know, I just want to just thank, because one thing that we noticed when we had our in-person book launch, someone says, before you go, how close are you to the numbers required? Okay, we'll update you on that. That's a good question. Like, we're still like praying, like, quietly. One thing I noticed when we had our in-person book launch was the importance of us always making sure we are speaking to both single people and couples. And this came across really strongly on our in-person book launch, because there are a lot of single people out there, you know, lots of single women, lots of single men who may want to, you know, maybe get into a couple relationship one day, but who might just be going on this journey just by themselves at the moment.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that, you know, and we had questions specifically about this when we had our in-person book launch. And I wanted to just encourage you, if you're someone out there who's single, for example, you know, the work we've created, the reason we've written this book is to make sure that someone like yourself, firstly, never feels like it can't be for them. Yeah. So that you don't feel like, oh, they're just a couple, so therefore it's not for me. I want to just like encourage you, because there are many single people out there who are trying to progress, and people who are also progressing. Like, in fact, yesterday, Thursday at the book launch, we had, you know, a mixture of women, you know, who came up to us and said, one said, I'm really, really struggling as a single person. Another said, wow, like, I am not struggling. In fact, I'm able to apply the learnings from you guys and get the results, right? So it's our prayer and our belief that this work, if you're a single person, of course, couples, but I'm going to speak to single people. If you're a single person, and this work will level you up even more. Like, you have the tool set, you have the blessings, you have the guidance, not just words, not just knowledge, but you build the mindset. You have those breakthroughs in your mindset. You have the habits that you're able to develop. You then create the systems, you know. And I'll speak about this personally as well. Like, my sister was in the audience 2 days ago, and you know, some of you might know, but my sister, very sadly, you know, lost her husband, you know, 3 years ago. In fact, this month makes it 3 years. It's a very deeply emotional thing for us still as a family. You know, now being a single woman, and not just a single woman, but a single mum, you know, this is a very difficult place to be. It's a heavy load to carry, because you're trying to figure your life out. So when we are writing this book, we're also I'm thinking about my sister as a single person, you know, because she's journeying, she's carrying a lot, you know, she's trying her best. She's got a lot going on. She's carrying a lot of weight. In the same way, that goes for you. You might be out there who's a single person who has a lot going on, who you might not have that partner who you're bouncing things off, or that accountability partner, or a person you trust, or a person who's just there to, you know, support you, or a person who provides a second income, and all those things. We know those things, you know. So that's why we want to really speak to this directly, because I believe that a big part of our work, you know, will be spotlighting these moments, speaking directly to not just couples, but single people, because we know more and more people, with the way things are going with the dating world, that there's just a lot going on. There's just a lot going on. That means that single people can, a lot of the time, feel like they are being left out. And we don't ever want you to feel left out. You know? So that's a big part of the message I wanted to get across. And a big part of the reason we wrote The Wealth Habit is to make sure that this book is taking you along and is giving you that roadmap. You know, just as like back in 2012, somebody else, a couple, gave us a roadmap. We've had single people give us roadmaps, act as mentors to Mary and I. In the same way, it's our prayer that this book, what's your book called again? Oh, The Wealth Habit. It's our prayer. Let me put it up on the screen. It's a prayer that this book, The Wealth Habit, thank you for asking, because I'm assuming you know, and I shouldn't really make that assumption, but it's our prayer that The Wealth Habit is, I'll put it up on the screen, is your roadmap. Okay, it's giving you that roadmap. That means that you will not feel left alone. You will not feel that you're doing this journey just by yourself. But guess what? You're doing it with Ken and Mary, guiding you and showing you the way. Yeah, because by God's grace, you can trust what we're saying to you, because you know we mean well with our work. You know, we're not about get rich quick. We're not about scams. We're not about promoting sensational things. We're not about trying to teach you things that wouldn't matter. We're about generational wealth, about family. We're about, you know, having that wholesome life. We're about purpose. We're about peace. We're about, you know, making sure you have that balance. You're enjoying your life while still building wealth. We're about that holistic wealth. Do you want to just read something about that? You know, the definition of wealth, because we ask people, what is your definition of wealth, right? And do you want to just read to some of the examples of how we think about wealth?
Sure. Understanding wealth more than money. So wealth isn't just the numbers on a bank statement. It's the quality of your days, the depth of your relationship, and the legacy you leave behind. Across cultures, people have long understood that true wealth comes from the harmony of 5 pillars. And the 5 pillars are time freedom, well-being, connection and community, purpose and impact, cultural wealth, and cultural wealth. So regarding time freedom, basically in Japan, the concept of ikigai reminds us that a life of purpose and balance is richer than one crammed with obligations. So real wealth means owning your schedule so that you can savor morning tea, attend family gatherings, or simply pause and breathe. Wealth is being able to say no without guilt.
That's right.
And then there's the well-being part. So from the Mediterranean La Dolce Vita to Indian Sattvic living, health is often regarded as our greatest asset. Investing in routine self-care, movement, and rest compounds into energy and clarity, far more valuable than any portfolio. And that's absolutely true. And then you've got connection and community. So in the African Ubuntu philosophy or Spain's extended family traditions, success is measured by the strength of our bonds. And guys, as I'm reading this, I'd love for you to think about what wealth actually means for you, because it's a very individual thing. Building wealth without generosity or shared joy looks impressive from the outside, but can often leave you hollow on the inside.
That's right.
Also, within connections are lifelong partnerships. So marrying well or choosing a partner who shares your money values is like selecting a co-pilot for your financial journey.
Amen to that.
A marriage built on aligned goals, mutual accountability, shared habits, and mindsets is one of the highest leverage investments you can make. And I think this also speaks to your closest friendships as well.
That's right,
your circle of influence, basically. And then there's the purpose and impact. So Indigenous communities worldwide teach that prosperity includes giving back to the land and each other. When your financial habits fuel causes you believe in, Be it micro donations to local charities or time volunteered, you transform wealth into a force for lasting good.
That's
Do you
right.
have time to read the last tip?
Yeah,
the last
man.
one?
Let me read that bit.
Yeah, sure.
So let's talk about cultural wealth, and beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
Cultural wealth. It's very soothing.
Is it?
I'm enjoying it. Cultural wealth. Cultural wealth is the traditions, the stories, the collective resources we pass on, so our children and our communities, inherit more than just bank balances. It's that sense of belonging, the celebration of our heritage, the creation of shared experiences that outlast any paycheck. In the Wealth Habit, we embrace this holistic vision of wealth. You learn to automate your savings, become debt-free, grow your income. Can people say some amen to that, please?
Amen.
Yeah, amen to that. Grow your income. Say amen. Put the amens in the chat. Compound the investments. Amen to that.
Amen.
Yeah. Master guilt-free spending. Amen to that. Yeah. But always through the lens of a richer life. Yeah. When your habits deliver financial freedom, the ability to choose your hours. Yeah. Good health, relationships, and impact while embracing your culture. Yeah. You don't just build wealth, you cultivate financial joy that uplifts your world, and by extension, I love this bit, by extension, enriches the human experience. This is so important. This is so important, people. This is so, so important. So that we're not just thinking about us, me all the time. No, it's about you and others. Life is not meant to be done in a silo, just by ourselves. We're meant to be enriching other people, enriching community, even our strangers. That's why we wrote, there's a whole chapter dedicated to generosity, the generosity habit in the book. Okay. Now, we asked people, right? And I'm seeing the reactions in the chat real quick. Lots of amens coming through. My copies come through. Well done, Tonya. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Lots of amens, 1,000 amens. Thank you, Jackie.
Now, as he's reading these, I'd love for you guys. We want to hear from you. Like, what does wealth mean to you personally?
Exactly.
And we can't hear your voices on this call, but we
type it in,
and we're going to read them out.
What is wealth? Complete this sentence. I feel wealthy when ... So you feel wealthy when ... What happens? Put it in the chat. Let's see. We're going to read some examples so we can see. Yeah. Don't forget the QR code on the top left, please. So you scan that. And that's where you can order our book, The Wealth Habit, from. Okay. On the left, please scan it. You can order on Amazon, Waterstones, and so on. Okay. I feel wealthy when. Complete that sentence, please. When do you feel wealthy? I feel wealthy when. Give me the example in your personal life so we can understand what wealth means to you. Let us know. And
also, whilst you guys are thinking about that and typing it out, does anyone have any questions before we wrap up?
Someone says, feeling stuck. What's the mindset shift to dismantle this repeatedly and consistently so that it's all round, like your first guest said? What's the mindset shift to dismantle this repeatedly and consistently so that it's all round, like your first guest said? What's the mindset shift?
What's the mindset shift?
Okay, let me come back to that point while I think about the response to you, just to make sure I've understood it. So we have a few comments. So someone said, I feel wealthy when I have time for my children.
Love that.
I love that. Next says, Ava says, I feel wealthy when I can pay my bills in full as they arrive and have money left over to give and have fun.
Love it.
Notice the difference in how we're defining what it takes to feel wealthy, guys, right? Another person said, I feel wealthy when I'm able to meet someone else's need. Ooh, that is next level, isn't it? Because there's that guilt that you have when someone, you want to help someone, but you're not able to help them.
Yeah.
There's not that in the heart you don't want to help them. Yeah. It's just that sometimes you can't, you know?
And we've been there.
We've been there.
So it's very relatable.
Very relatable. Jackie says, I feel wealthy when I know I have left a legacy for my children's children in the future, and I have time freedom in the present.
Love that
Do you wanna read this one?
generational thinking. User said, I feel wealthy when I'm in one place with my family members. Love these.
Wow.
Keep them coming, guys.
Next.
These are powerful. X something said, I feel wealthy when I am riding our big electric cargo bike with our children in the box, chatting to them and looking at the world on the way to school, chilling out. Maybe an unusual one, but we love it. I love
that. Is so cool.
Really good.
Electric cargo bike. You've got to send us a picture of that. Can we see a picture? Is there a way you can? Is there a way of sharing pictures of it? It'd be good to actually see it.
Love that. Thank
All right,
you,
next one.
Firoj said, I feel wealthy when I am able to be a blessing to others by giving to them financially. Also, when I'm able to use my time as I please. For me, that is being with my family and loved ones.
Wow.
Love this. So there's a common theme here with family.
Family.
Yeah.
And speaking to that, because this is very, very important, and we'll share some more in a minute. But I wanted to just share this real quick. I downloaded this image. This is from our book launch. It's an image that just speaks to what Mary and I's why is. It's a big part of what our why is, and this is, let me just pop it in there on the screen real quick, just so we can see. It was meant to be in our presentation deck, but that didn't work out. And that's this image here.
Yeah.
For us, it's about family, and that's our personal situation. This is actually at the book launch 2 days ago. Yeah. Our boys were with us. It was very, very special, to have this moment together. And it's about us just having that sense of security and love at home, and yeah, that's, and for you, it might be a similar thing. For you, it might be, a family thing as well, for some of you.
Your
could
parents,
be siblings,
your cousins, being within close proximity to them.
Yeah.
Denise said, I feel wealthy when I have peace of mind and know my family is okay.
Kat said,
I feel wealthy when I have time freedom and no stress about my finances.
Are you guys noticing the pattern here?
Time freedom is, I love that. Tonya said, I am wealthy, took measures to be where I am. I feel wealthy because I have 0 credit card, less debt, healthy in mind and body. Wealth surrounds me.
That is a proper, that's a wealth builder mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that.
That's beautiful.
That is amazing. Thank you for sharing, Tonya. Mercy said, I recently felt wealthy when I had freedom to leave a job that was infringing on my sanity.
Ooh.
Wow. That is powerful.
This one right here is powerful.
Yeah.
This one right here is powerful. Okay, you don't know if you can send the photo. Okay.
That's what we need.
Email it to us. Support at home. We'd like to see it.
We need
I'm just gonna see it. I think it just sounds. I feel wealthy when I see my people sharing wealth on this platform.
I love that.
Powerful.
It means if they can, you can too.
Next one. Ishmael
said, I feel wealthy when I can be a blessing to others.
I love this. How do your children feel about what you've achieved so far?
They say things like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't say a lot of words. But we know they're really proud of us, actually.
Yeah.
We know they're really proud. They're good boys, and we always know when they go and spend time with somebody else and we get feedback. We're like, wow, like we've raised really good children.
Yeah.
We're very proud, and they're very smart, very creative, and we can see a lot of, almost the fruit of our work pouring out onto them, and that's a really powerful thing, and that's our desire for other people, is that they also have those outcomes in different ways in their own lives as well. Yeah. So, what email to send? What's the email? Okay, the email is support@thehumblepenny.com. Support. I should probably copy this email so I can repost it each time. That's the same email that people who order more than 5 books, or who take that leap to order 100, can send theirs to. Support@thehumblepenny.com. That's the email. So I'll just put it in the chat as well. All right, so okay, I think I've talked about that one.
Yes.
I feel wealthy when blessing. This one's really cool. I feel wealthy when I'm in FJA.
Oh,
Come on.
Love that.
FJA is Financial Joy Academy, by the way. For those who might not know, that's our community of dream makers. I feel wealthy, Justice, when I can enjoy my time. You know, enjoyment's really important, you know. It's like critical to enjoy your time. Like really enjoy your time. And I'm talking like every day, you know, like after this call, what are we going to do?
We're going to chill.
No, but specifically, what are we going to do?
Netflix and chill.
No, you're missing something else. What are we going to do?
Tea and dark chocolate.
Yes! We're going to have tea and dark chocolate.
85%.
85%.
We still need to look after our future self.
You know, that to us, it's a small thing.
Yes.
But it matters so much. It's a part of enjoying ourselves, enjoying our time. Absolutely. You know, this is actually speaking to our first book, Financial Joy, you know, finding those small moments, those small things.
And it really does bring us joy, isn't it?
It matters so much. Somebody else says, love dark chocolate and tea. Come on.
Oh.
We didn't finish the comment. Go ahead.
Like to take it to the next level, have it with a date.
A date.
All right.
Oh yeah, let's not get carried away.
So just,
helping people with something I'm passionate about. I can do things I love without financial worries. That's the, you know, I love that, Justice. What you just said there. It's actually a really, really powerful point.
So good.
And this, by the way, guys, is the email to send things to if you wanted to, you know, send, you know,
screenshots,
like proof of purchase and, you know, anything like that. You know, we will be looking at that inbox tonight and tomorrow. But tonight is our cutoff. Yeah, man. Okay, I think we've had all the comments. Okay, so
thank you guys for
just in terms of where we're at, you know, so on this call, I don't know how many books we sold.
I think roughly over 100, just under 200 copies.
Just under 200 copies. You think we sold just under 200 copies? Just under. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's now we don't know where that takes us. You know, I know for a fact that we're still below the number that we would really want. So we will need a miracle. 3 hours. We will need a miracle before midnight for us to get close. You know, but I think this is actually really, really good progress because some people might even have ordered without actually without us actually knowing.
Exactly.
Some people might have ordered stuff
outside
of this call, so we don't know. So we would really, really love, we would really love to get as close as possible to our goal. For those who don't know, the link is there somewhere on the left, top left. That QR code, if you scan it with your phone, it should take you to a choice of bookshops, Amazon, Waterstones, and that sort of thing. You need to buy physical copies. That's the only way we get it registered for Sunday Times, is to have physical copies. Okay. Now, Kat says, don't forget to give me the prompt for the AI stuff. So we're going to quickly try and grab you that prompt as we come to wrap up this evening. So let me try and find you that prompt real quick. Did you see it? Okay, there you go. So it's quite a long prompt, this one, but it's actually a really good prompt. So we'll try and share it so you can copy and paste it, hopefully, into your AI tool. Oops. Hang on. Sorry. Please be patient. We'll almost there. Just grabbing it real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to pop that in the chat. Just sent my email. Thank you, Denise. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, God bless you.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
I'm monitoring the email.
Mary's monitoring. Oh, wow. Mary's doing like, you're serving. You're doing multiple roles.
You're amazing. You're amazing. We've seen it, Denise. Thank you so much. So we've written it down already. On
have we?
So
okay.
She's ordered 4 more.
You've ordered 4? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Denise, that's beautiful. Thank you. Sorry, I think there's a shorter prompt as well. So I've just posted that prompt, but there's also a shorter prompt that I will post in the chat if anybody wanted to try and use it to create their own thing. But if Did I get that right?
Mm.
I think I did. Yeah, the prompts. I was trying to give them the prompts they needed. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Okay. Denise says thank you. You're welcome. You are welcome. All right. Any final points? Come to wrap up.
I think we've said everything really.
Yeah, man. Keep it in
Yeah.
prayers for us. We don't know. We actually
Yes,
don't
keep
know.
us in
It's the
prayers.
honest truth. We don't know where we stand. But I think we've done. I think once this video finishes, it will go on YouTube. So we still have 3 hours for people to hopefully find the video and watch it and stuff. I wonder if last minute we may get somebody get an order in, but it'd be really, really awesome to
We'll
end
be monitoring the comments
with that 100. Somebody could order that 100. That would literally be everything, because it would mean that we got 2 people take up the offer for Team Army and for us as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know. Let me see. I'll just give it a minute or so to see if anyone else might do that. But yeah, any final points to make before we wrap up?
I think pretty much said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm tired.
Tired. Yeah, I know. That's
but
how I feel as well.
overwhelmed as well, but in a good way.
Tired but happy.
Way. It's been like a crazy week, hasn't it?
Oh.
Not even just week. Actually, it's been a crazy few months, but this week has just been really
intense.
Really intense.
It's been a lot this week. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to go reading back all of these nice comments and just chilling with our tea and dark chocolate. How
anyway,
are you feeling?
I'm just grateful. I think that's how I feel. I feel grateful.
Yeah.
To be doing what we do for what we do with the Humble Penny, and grateful that we have the opportunity to have written this book, and that this book will help people, as well as just grateful for the audience, the people who showed up, the people who watch later, the people who bought books, the people who wish they could buy books.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful, that's it, because yeah, man, it's a blessing, to do what we do and to have the impact and the results, and it's no small thing, is it?
It is a blessing.
So that's it.
During our we had a launch, the official launch for our book, The Wealth Habit, and we had our publisher come up and speak for a few minutes. And one thing that she did was she said that whenever she has a bad day, she goes to Amazon and she looks at our first book, Financial Joy, book reviews, and it brightens her day.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the same as well. Like, we just love reading
the reviews.
It's
remind that. Please write us reviews.
That's what I'm coming to. So another thing I'm really looking forward to is reading the amazing reviews, 5-star reviews, but obviously be honest in what you say.
Always be honest.
Always be honest. But we're actually looking forward to reading the reviews, and whoever's going to be the first person. Because I don't know whether people have written them, but it takes a while for it to come into the system. But
be the first to write us a review.
Be the first.
We honestly.
And if you're not the first, be the first 10 or be the first 20.
Yeah. Get in there.
We still remember like the first.
We remember our first reviews from Financial Joy. We're like dancing, So it's just This is the bit you guys don't see. It's all the behind the scene stuff.
BTS.
Yeah, and yeah, man, I just feel honestly, so it's just surreal to be where we are. You know how sometimes you think, oh, these guys are publishers, like this must just be normal for them. No, it's not normal for us at all. I never thought I'd become an author or anything like that. So to be doing it is a big deal, and it's a blessing.
We've got a live review. Wait.
Huh?
Eva Everdney Gordon Hill has reviewed the book.
We've got a review?
Yeah.
Your review is live. Oh, Ava. Someone called Ava left a review. Really?
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Sorry, Mary's just looking on our laptop over there at the same time as trying to. And by the way, can I just say, some people are watching from LinkedIn. I don't even know. This is my first time ever doing a live on LinkedIn, so I can't even tell what's happening over there on LinkedIn. Hope I've not embarrassed myself to my LinkedIn audience.
I've got another
getting emotional on the call today.
So that's from Gordon.
Gordon. Okay. What's
Ebony Gordon has ordered 4 more copies. Yes, thank you.
come
so
on, big
much.
up, big up, big up, big up. Yeah, so my LinkedIn audience, so you know, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
Ken-
I'll leave it at that. I hadn't expected today to go how it went, so it's not as professional, you know, but you know, yeah, we tried.
It's authentic,
We
and
tried.
that's what
We
counts.
tried. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. Anyway, listen. God bless you all for joining today's session.
God bless
Please
you
keep the
guys.
orders. If you have that moment where you're like, you know what, I want to take up Ken and Mary on the 100 offer, please do. We have literally 3 hours. I know all things are possible, so
Yes.
we're going to hold our breath literally and keep watching the clock.
Mhm.
And if you do, please email us to support@thehumblepenny.com. I'll try and pin it up so we can see it. This is the email on the screen, support@thehumblepenny.com. That's where you can send us that proof of purchase so that we can like get all that bonus stuff organized. A light reminder even of the bonus. If you order 5 copies of the Wealth Habit, physical copies, you will get 7-day access to Financial Joy Academy. You will get this live access to it for 2 more weeks. And you get that investing ebook that's worth £99 or $130. That's 5 copies. If you order 100 copies, you get everything I've just said, plus one-to-one coaching from Ken and Mary. We call it the Financial Freedom Coaching. You get that. It's worth £5,000 and beyond, or $6,500 US. Plus, Tim Armu promised that the first couple people, 2 or so people who order 100 books, he will also give them one-to-one coaching for their business to support them, to help them level up. They're getting world-class people, basically. So if you're taking that leap of faith, it will be life-changing for us. It will be life-changing for you. It will be life-changing for other people who you are blessing with those 100 books. Okay, so, and it will be life-changing generationally as well. So I want to just thank you in advance as you take that step of faith.
Thank you guys so much. And I think somebody said they didn't see the prompt on LinkedIn.
Okay.
You can just DM us and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, just
on
message us on LinkedIn and we'll get
Denise.
that over to you, Denise.
Yeah.
Other
than that, guys.
Oh yeah, and quickly, how long is the coaching with you for? Okay, so the coaching, oh, that's a good question. So our coaching session is it's one session, but it's an intensive. By that I mean we are deep diving over a period. So an 1.5 to 2 hour session spent with Ken and Mary, basically unpacking deep aspects of your life. Could be your side hustle, could be your investing journey, could be your retirement planning, could be your financial freedom journey, and so on. Could be your relation, your marriage, could, basically some of the topics that we talk about, but this time personalized to you. Yeah. And it will be, I think it will be phenomenal personally, because think about what's happening. You are buying 100 books, you are keeping all the books, but you're also getting the coaching. I mean, that is, if that could have, that is such a ridiculous offer that I'm surprised some people have not jumped in at already. Yeah. So remember, it's not limited to 2, so you still get it no matter how many. If 10 people order 100 books, literally that's 1,000 books. That will get us to where we need to get to, like literally in the next 3 hours. But for Tim Armu, he said it's the first 2 or so people. So try and be that second person.
And also with the coaching, before we actually jump on the call, you'd have filled out quite a detailed form. Which we look at, we review, and then we discuss it also on the call. So it's a very
thorough. Very thorough. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, man. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
You can watch this on a replay on our YouTube channel for now. But beyond, I just want to thank you for joining. God bless you abundantly.
God bless you all.
Please take that leap of faith and get us to become Sunday Times bestsellers with this beautiful book, The Wealth Habit. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, guys. Take care and much love to you all. God bless and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye. Woo, woo.
We did it.
We're rejoicing regardless.
Yeah.
We did it. Much love, guys.
Wow.
I think it's there.
Take care. Take care. Take care. Wow. Wow. This is tough. It's been a good day overall.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's still 89 people. Wow. Ooh. Let's see, how do we end it?
You just press end stream.
Okay. I'll try.
We don't
Right.
have one.
Much love. Bye bye.